You're live.
Hello, everybody! Welcome to Season 2 of Dicecream One-Shots! Even though those aren't really one-shots, they're a campaign. But what else is a campaign than a series of one-shots just strung together, right?
It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for being so patient. We had a little bit of some Twitch layout issues there, but we got it all figured out. So thank you so much for waiting. I'm going to make this really quick because we kept you waiting there for a little bit. We'll dive right in. But just a few quick things off the top. Subscribers, if you are not a subscriber of the Dicecream Twitch channel, please consider doing so. It helps support me and all the awesome people that work on this channel. We're going to be doing some cool things for subscribers only, like during our break screen, we're going to be giving away some awesome D&D items, but you can only do that if you are a subscriber, so please consider it. Also, if you have your Prime sub, the free Prime Amazon sub, please consider giving that to us if you can. There is a little subscribe button on the layout somewhere where you're able to do that. So thank you so much for that. Also, we will be putting up a couple ads during the break as well. If you wouldn't mind just sticking around to watch those, they're only a few seconds at a time. Also helps go and support the channel. So thank you so very much. With that out of the way, I'm going to introduce our players here super quick so you get to know them, and then we're diving right into this motherfucking story. So, right off the bat, let's go with Ivy.
Hey, hello, I'm Ivy. I play Farrell, who is a druid, Circle of the Moon druid. You may recognize her from the wonderful last sessions. If you've not seen her, go watch those. They're on Dice's YouTube. They're wonderful. I also have watched them multiple times. I am on TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, wherever you may find me.
And who are you playing?
I am playing Farrell, my blue Circle of the Moon druid.
Hey, there you go.
Tiefling.
And Ben.
Hello. Hi, I'm Ben, also known as Ben as D&D on a few things, mostly TikTok. Hello. I am also on another live stream here on Twitch called This Show is a Mimic on Saturdays. I remember what day that is. That's me. But here, I play Tarek, the tiefling great old one warlock. Oh, that's a little different. Yeah. It's not like he's on his third pact or anything. What?
Shut Ben.
Fine. It's fine. I'm sure those patrons never show up again. But that's me.
Thank you, Ben. And introducing our new player, newest addition to our campaign here, Saf.
Hi, I'm Saf. I go by a clerical error 748 on all social media platforms, and I'm playing a human arcana cleric named Ramira. That's pretty much it.
Simple. I love it. You nailed it. Thank you. And last but certainly not least, Between Two Johns.
Hey everybody, I'm John. I am Between Two Johns on TikTok and Instagram. I play Mr. Fiend.
Mr. Fiend?
Mr. Fiend. I play Mr. Fiend, a shadow sorcerer who is a tiefling, and I've been told 98% of the time I will pronounce that wrong, but I'll die on that hill.
John, I can't believe you've done this thing.
No cap. Tiefling.
Tiefling.
It's okay. We love John anyways.
I'm the comic relief glass cannon.
True.
All right. Thank you so much, players. They've been waiting for this for a long time. This is, of course, Beyond the Realms campaign, Session 1, a continuation of their story from Season 1 of Dicecream One-Shots. And one more thing before we start. Special shout out to Artistic Castaways, who made this amazing airbrush t-shirt for me as a tribute to the channel and everything we do here. So thank you, Artistic Castaways. If you guys are interested in airbrush t-shirts or anything like that, please check them out on TikTok, on Instagram. They are amazing. Okay, guys. So.
Okay.
Stress is real, you guys.
Are we all ready? Is Jordy Rose? I think he is. Okay. Right. Let us dive in, everybody, to Session 1 of Beyond the Realms.
I got goosebumps.
Mood.
So, last we left off, the party, having obtained the power rings of Oa from the realm of Jotunheim, gathered their strength to protect the city of Baldur's Gate from an impending onslaught, massacre from an archfey evil fiend known as the Prince of Frost. A lot of tense negotiations between him and the rest of Faerun just crumbled to a cinder as he unleashed unholy ice, fire, and hell onto the Forgotten Realms. You met him head on. Few of you almost didn't make it during a very long, hard fight. Some of you almost gave your entire lives to protect the citizens of Baldur's Gate, but you persevered, you hung on, and in just that last important second, you were able to vanquish the Prince of Frost and protect the realm of Faerun. You also noticed and were told that this attack was not just happening on Baldur's Gate, on the continent of Faerun, but it was happening across multiple realms as well. Having finished that fight, we now pick up 6 months later, with the party having split up at this point. Your fellow party members, Alicia, the Aarakocra cleric, returned back to the Plane of Wind to seek out more information on these rings of Oa, to fully understand their full meaning, their capability, their history, and what else they could uncover and how it could potentially be of use to the rest of civilization. Quincy, your favorite tavern rogue bard, took the rest of his gold, his earnings, his reward, and went on to open up more franchises of Quincy's Tavern all over Faerun.
That sounds.
Yes, I love it.
That sounds right.
Your friend, your warlock friend, Mr. Fiend, having aided you in this quest during the battle, having almost lost his life himself, and not necessarily being able to be much of help at the end minutes of that fight, grew conflicted, wasn't really sure where his place was in the world, coming from a swindler, a con man of sorts, to then being this hero of Faerun. Just the wires were crossed. It didn't really make much sense to him. So he took a bit of leave of absence. He kind of went on his own way to kind of just figure out, like, I gotta get my head straight. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be doing right now or where I'm supposed to be. So kind of went off on his own with a blessing that he would at some point come back into contact, but kind of had to go along his own journey in the meantime to figure that out. Tarek and Farrell, however, managed to stay together throughout this past 6 months, having built a very special bond between the two of them over their past adventures, and especially in that end fight where the Prince of Frost was manipulating and using your emotions against each other to try to get you to give up, to try to get you to just lay down your arms and just give up this whole idea of trying to save the rest of the world. But your special bond was strong enough that you could not be swayed. And even though you gave your lives both at different points to keep that vision alive, you overcame and wound up vanquishing Prince of Frost. The two of you, having bought your own house near Baldur's Gate as kind of a resting area, a place where you both can kind of come together, reminisce about what you've accomplished, and also you're both helping to support the aftermath of this insane onslaught in this battle in your own various ways. Tarek, now becoming very much a right-hand man of Odin, the man himself, the Lord of Asgard, the King of Asgard. Because as I mentioned before, Prince of Frost, this battle had raged across realms all over the place. And even though you had stopped this initial front on Baldur's Gate, there were still remnants of battling and fights that have scattered on across the stars. Tarek had been called upon to kind of aid in those efforts. Farrell, staying at this new home, finding her place of peace for once in her life, staying near Baldur's Gate, made her skills available to the reconstruction of Baldur's Gate and to help them save who they could, rebuilding houses, taverns, just generally being of use if they ever needed her. And where we start our story is in blackness. An eternity of endless night surrounds you. As your vision starts to focus, you see an enormous chunk of rock floating in space, accompanied by an infinite amount of stars. Suddenly, a humanoid lands hard on the surface. As your vision is kind of becoming clearer and clearer, this person, long, scraggly hair, big beard, muscular to the T, wrapped in all kinds of leathers and chainmail. You see that he's struggling to get up. And as this person turns around, arm hugging sort of the shoulder, you see Thor, son of Odin, god of thunder. As he slowly rises from the ground, you start to notice blood is pouring all down the left side of his body. The black leathers are just from the starlight alone, shining against the blood. It's just dark and crimson, starting to flow down his leg and pittering against chunks of rock on this asteroid. As the blood is leaving down the left side of his body, another hulking figure accompanies him. Similar in height and build. You assume it could be another Asgardian, but you're not quite sure. You've never seen anyone like them before. Short, pixie-like hair. They start gesturing in hand signals towards Thor. Now, initially, you've never really learned sign language, but intuitively, you understand perfectly what they are saying to Thor. And what they say is, we are going to die here today. As Thor kind of regains his composure. I know. But let it be on our terms. One more time. Oh, very... Writhing in pain, he struggles to get the words out. Our very best. He turns around towards you, and you can see he's missing his entire left arm. Takes a few steps forward. He goes up to pick up his signature hammer, Mjolnir, off the ground. But with his remaining arm, goes to pick it up. He can't do it. He then starts to laugh out loud. So be it. If this is the end, let me not meet it as the unworthy, but as my father's son. Looks over to this other Asgardian humanoid. Again, you're not sure. The occasion demands I offer you a drink, but unfortunately I have none. And as this other person sees that, goes back to using hand signals, again, instinctively you just seem to know what this person is saying. For some time, I believed I survived my death for a reason. Now I know it just took a while to catch up with me. Whatever was to come of my life, you have made it better. Will you join me in Valhalla? As Thor kind of plants his feet in a readying stance, reaches behind his back. My friend, I'll race you there. Puts behind his arm is this long-handled axe that the blade, just almost as big as Thor's torso, is shining in moon and starlight. And they plant their feet and launch from this asteroid, hurling into infinite space. And as this happens, a rip in the fabric of time itself rips down out of the blackness. This blinding light shines in front of you, and all you can see are these two Asgardians racing towards this infinite mass of light, and pouring out of this are hundreds of oozing black demonic entities, one after the other, pouring out of this shining black hole against a backdrop of planet and infinite wonders. And against the nothing of dead space, two gods fell to many. The sun shone one last time. There was lightning, there was thunder, and then there was silence. So falls the god of thunder. As this happens, we focus on Farrell waking up from their bed. It's early morning, probably around 6 a.m. The sun is just starting to rise up. And then taking that vision, Farrell, you're not really sure what that meant. Some of it is kind of one of those dreams where it's very vivid in the first couple milliseconds you wake up, and then elements of it start to fade and become blurry, and you're just not even really sure what you just dreamt of, saw. It's very strange. Kind of get up from your bedside, put on your robe. You're just kind of compelled to go outside and get some fresh air because it was just a very intense experience. Kind of look outside. You see that the sunlight is starting to come up through the clouds. An array of light is just breaking through and changes. You notice as this light is kind of breaking through the clouds, you notice it come from the hue of it comes from, like, changes from a sunlight hue, a normal ray, to almost this translucent rainbow color. And then you hear suddenly this rainbow light sends a pulse down to the ground, burning the grassy area around it to a cinder where the light meets the material plane. And then as that big loud pulse hits the ground and this smoky mist kind of emanates from that reaction, you see a single entity walking out of the dust and smoke. And as the smoke dissipates, you see in front of you your friend Tarek. And it's been 3 weeks since you last saw each other.
First of all, what an entrance.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
God damn.
That was dope.
Someone in the chat was like, "It's just the beginning. Why are we going so hard?"
No, what an opening! Oh my god. Okay. Where do we go from here?
You want me to do that?
Yeah, I guess. Obviously, I've just landed. And it's the smoke clears, and I land kind of taking in my surroundings, seeing whereabouts I am, hoping I'm close by, and then I just catch sight of the house and just smile a little bit, knowing that for the first time in 3 months, I'm home. And then I'm guessing Farrell steps outside and I see you.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you tell me. What are you doing?
Yeah, I was like, I got this. I've thought about this all day. So, Farrell, upon catching a glimpse of somebody that she has very much come to love, sprints and takes off running and immediately just leaps at him and throws her arms around his neck in utter joy that he's home.
Oh, he absolutely bounds you back. He's so happy to see you.
She at this moment, I would think it's like the dream is a little put off from her mind as she's kind of just focusing on this exact moment of I'll think about that later.
Yeah, for sure.
Because her focus is immediately, oh my god, the man I love is back. This long distance relationship between interdimensional planes is too much for me. I would say after like a good hug, you probably put her down. Right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm 6'5", so you are not touching the ground. I like pick you up, like spin you around, like not the works.
For the reference of height, Tarek is 6'5" and Farrell is 5'5". So
6'5" with horns, to be fair.
Right.
So more like a 6'3", but you know.
Still. All right. So you put it down, and she looks up at you in just complete joy. It's like you're home. Like, oh, you're home.
It's good to be home. I've missed you. I tried to stay in contact as much as possible. I know sending isn't the same as having me here, but 25 words is not much. But hey, I did it as often as I could.
Well, it's enough to hear you occasionally.
It's good to be back.
That's good to have you back. She kind of looks around. She's like, "We've done a lot of rebuilding while you've been gone."
Oh, you have? You're keeping yourself busy, huh?
If you're not going to be here to keep me busy, I guess I have to find ways to entertain myself.
That's fair enough.
I mean, and she kind of crosses her arms and she's like, I mean, you were the one who left. I've been right here.
Hey, listen. All right, I didn't leave. I was summoned. There's a difference. I can't exactly say no to Odin. He is my patron after all, and I am kind of, working my way through the ranks. I don't know. I guess. Let's just say he's calling on me a lot more often now. Yeah.
Okay, but to me, you're always going to be Tim.
I haven't missed that. That's. You're never gonna let me live that down, are you?
No, not ever. Not even not even when Fiend comes back. Then it'll just be both of us.
Oh, you get away with it. He's in trouble if he calls me that. He doesn't get away with it so easily.
He's gotten away with lot worse. He's gotten away with a lot worse.
No, you're right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Still haven't learned the illusory script spell. I could could have done, but I chose not to.
John's already tapped out. It's enough for him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you kind of, joking around, smiling, happy. But then there's kind of like a moment where he's enjoying all of these, like, this happy reunion, and then kind of the reality of why he's come back kind of sets back in. Oh, I love that. Sorry, the image of the house has just come up on my stream, and I love it. It's so awesome. I've got to wait. I love that. That's so cool. I love it. But yeah, kind of the reality kind of comes back to him, and his like the smile kind of fades a little bit. And he kind of like puts his hands on your shoulders and he's like, "You must know that there's a reason why I've come back, especially now."
So I think
something has happened, and it's not good. Things are in a bad way right now, and well, let's go inside.
Okay.
Kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, if it's any consolation, I might have an idea of what this is about.
How could you know that?
We should go inside.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
The two of you sort of at this whole time you've been kind of like slowly walking towards the house away from where Tarek landed, but now you've opened the door back inside your home.
Yep.
Sit down in the living room on your two favorite chairs.
We have favorite chairs? Heck yeah.
Yes, of course we have favorite chairs. Of course we do. So as you kind of sit down, Farrell, being herself and realize that you've just come home, goes and gets you a drink, brings it to you, and then sits down across from you.
Thank you. Well, oh boy, it's going to sound crazy, and well,
darling, we faced clones of a Prince of Frost. I think I can handle a little.
Yeah, well, I don't know about this level of crazy. Although I suppose we've come close before, but I received word recently of something awful that has happened, and I was on mission in Alfheim, trying to deal with the cleanup operations there. It's been particularly bad there, but I heard word of Thor. He's been missing for some time, but I received word that kind of like takes a minute, kind of unable to like bring himself to say it because it doesn't seem real to him. It doesn't quite compute. Like, how could this be possible?
Mm-hmm. A very powerful guy.
That's she's gonna put like a hand, on top of his. So something equally as crazy. I woke up this morning having a very strange dream. In regards,
nightmares again.
Something else, something that hasn't happened before. It's fuzzy. It's very fuzzy. Parts of it are really vivid, but for the most part, all I can remember is Thor being there with someone I didn't recognize and giving up his life and falling.
Kind of like sits back in his chair when you say that, and he's like,
right when you say that, Tarek, you just get goosebumps all down your arms.
Oh yeah, straight up.
Like takes you and gets like a bit of a lump in your throat.
Yeah, he kind of is like, So it is true. I didn't want to believe it, even when Odin told me, but he's gone. Thor's fallen. He, I haven't seen him in some time. And last time I saw him, I kind of decided that the hammer belonged to him. And, well, now I'm wondering where it is. He must have had it, but did he have it in this vision? It must have been some sort of vision. If there's no way that my returning here and you having this dream, there's no way that it's not connected.
Yeah, he had
Coincidence? I don't think so.
You know I don't believe in coincidence.
Neither do I.
I know. He had it. But I didn't see what happened to it after. I woke up very, very suddenly after it happens. You know, I'm not one to follow anybody in particular, but I don't know who sent it. But he had it with him. He was with somebody I didn't recognize. And she kind of like looks off, like trying to recall details about the individual she's seen. Because it's obviously somebody she's not familiar with at all.
Yeah.
And, she was just like, I just remember they reminded me of an Asgardian, but I couldn't say for sure. All I remember is that they weren't speaking, they were using their hands.
Sign language of some kind, perhaps. Interesting. Yes, this is very troubling, but I suppose if we've both received the same news, I mean, you more vividly than I, someone must know what's going on here. They must know that we're both connected to it.
The thing is, I didn't recognize the thing that he fell to.
What was it?
I just remember blackness, like these inky, dark creatures.
There's no other details? They're just
coming through a large portal of some sort is the best way that I could describe it.
That is troubling.
And we know what happened the last time something came through portals.
Yeah, we do.
I
hate portals.
I hate portals. If something worse is on its way.
Worse than the Prince of Frost?
Tarek. It took out Thor.
That's a terrifying prospect, but anyway, we should worry about this another time, perhaps. I was specifically sent here to gather you, Mr. Fiend, whoever else I can gather. I'm not sure where the others are. Alicia, I'm sure Quincy is in one of his taverns somewhere.
Somewhere.
We can find them. There's supposed to be, well, a funeral of sorts to commemorate Thor, held on Asgard, and well, I was sent to bring you all as we were essential to the war efforts. We've been invited to be there, so that's why I'm here.
Well, while I hate the reason, it is good to have you back.
It's good to be back.
Right when that happens, right when you say that, you hear a knock at your door.
Immediately,
like
they're in the middle of nowhere, and so immediately, glaive is in hand, just out of thin air.
Immediate battle stance, out of chairs, immediate battle stance.
brandishing all your weapons, flame hands.
Farrell's like,
They like
Right
exchange
on
a
it.
look. I think, kind of like.
I answered the door the last time.
The kobolds don't count.
I
That was-
answered the door the last time. It's your turn.
Okay. He's gonna just go over very slowly to the door, place a hand on it, and just open it like a creak, and just look out.
You just open it up a sliver. And
Glaive's still ready.
Glaive over
hidden,
here.
so whoever's outside can't see it, but it's ready.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ready. You're just a peak of your head comes out
Yeah.
of the creak of the door. Saf, would you like to introduce your character?
Yeah. You see a 5'7" human with dark hair parted down the middle, giant eyes, and she just like isn't blinking, but she has an envelope in her hand, held by two hands, and she just says, "Hello, Mr. Fiend's friends."
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
And then she kind of like turns it a little bit to like stick it through the doorway sideways.
As just like
this
sticking into his face, he's just gonna open the door.
Farrell immediately comes around. She's like, "Oh, who's this?"
"Hello, Mr. Fiend's friend. I'm Ramira." And then she sticks out the. Somebody take this envelope for me.
I take it.
You
Hello.
were sent by Fiend?
Mr. Fiend, yes. I'm his personal assistant.
Okay.
Okay, hold.
Farrell immediate baseball.
I turned
Mr.
to
Fiend
Tarek
has
as
a
well,
PA now? What? What
I
has he
turned to
been
Tarek.
doing all this time? What?
and I put my hand out to meet like Tarek since I gave the letter to Farrell. I like put out, "Nice to meet you."
Farrell's going to turn the letter over and look at it.
I'm Kathy.
Tarek, by the way.
I'm Kathy. And then she turns back to the both of them, basically.
Okay. Farrell turns the letter over in her hands and opens it.
Okay, so you open it, and you see this elaborate parchment that just has this very fine calligraphy all over it. The Wagons community pin is on it.
Yeah.
And you just see in big, bold letters, you see, "Celebrating 1,000 wagons sold. You have been invited to the personal compound of Wagons community. This is your invitation to join the biggest celebration in all of Fey Run."
Yes.
Hold up. There we go.
Yes.
Wagons community.
Please gather what provisions you need and come join us. 1K party invitation for 2.
Farrell's eyes are going to go big as she starts giggling to herself. Oh my god. And
What's so funny?
1,000 wagons. 1,000 wagons sold.
He made the wagon community thing a real thing. What? I thought that was just a front. What?
Mr. Fiend is actually very successful now.
Farrell
course he is.
in a, almost like a really ridiculous, eloquent voice, repeats it back, and then just starts laughing really hard as she hands it to Tarek.
That what I described to you too wasn't just like the writing was there, but like a voice emanated out of the letter. And it was like saying that to you, and as you're just like having this conversation, like what he did what, after a few seconds, it just, "You have been invited to Wagon community." Just like repeating message that just like comes back.
As I
like a
hear his
howl.
voice, I'm just gonna the glaive is ready again. Fuck! The paper is talking.
Farrell's just going to like roll up over the back of the thing, just
I could wait here for you if you'd like to gather all of your things. I'll take you right away.
Oh, you're taking us.
If you
He
should
sent you
agree.
personally to come. I mean, Farrell's going to look at Tarek and be like, well, you did come back to gather him.
All right.
It's
Gather
a
what
fetch
you
quest.
What, to go fetch Mr. Fiend?
Yep. Fetch.
He
Mr.
goes to
Fiend,
the
you are a
nearest
quest
chair.
item now.
So
May I sit at one of these seats while you gather your items?
yeah, make yourself a
Not mine.
Okay, just not
Point
that
to my seat, and I'm like, not that one.
one. Okay.
She shuffles over.
Any that's that one. You want a drink of water or anything?
No, thank you. I do not require anything.
Oh, okay. And with that, Farrell's like, I guess I'll go gather my things, and walks away.
And this person you've just been introduced to, they're a little odd. Like they're
Yeah.
like,
Oh no,
you
Farrell's
just pick
like,
up on subtle things of them, like saying like, "Hi, I'm this person," and then like one off will just like say a different name, or just
Yeah.
like say like,
no,
like
Farrell.
then like, "I'm not thirsty, I'm cool," and then just like picks up a glass of water and starts drinking it.
Yeah. Tarek's just, I imagine as Farrell goes to like get her things, Tarek travels with everything he needs, so he's kind of just stood there awkwardly with
Are we just staring eye to eye? Like,
just, yeah, he's just like stood there just like,
Well, you have to remember that she had just woken up when you showed up, so she is not dressed. So,
she's in her pajamas.
Yammies.
Yeah. So as Farrell goes to get, as Farrell goes to like a moment, I'll be right back. Farrell goes into their room. Kind of, you can hear them packing up clothes and getting their stuff all together. Meanwhile, you and Tarek are just kind of sitting across from each other, and he's just.
and she's looking around, like, just she's kind of fascinated with everything. So she's like, "May I help
So,
you?"
how long have you been Mr. Fiend's PA?
Well, I believe sometime. I don't necessarily keep track of those things, but I believe maybe 5 months, 6, something
He's
like
been-
that.
He's been doing the Wagons thing for, oh my goodness, how?
Quite well established, if that puts you at ease.
There are many stories I could tell you about Wagons community, but I won't shatter your hopes, kid.
You could add that maybe to the museum that we're having built.
A museum of what?
That's what Mr. Fiend talks about. But I don't know. I don't trouble myself with those kinds of things.
What does that man have to make a museum out of?
The Wagons community.
Yeah,
It's been established for less than 6 months and you're already building him a museum?
I'm not building it. I don't know who's building it. Somebody is building it.
Some idiot he's paid.
I don't believe all builders are idiots. In fact, it takes a lot of skill in order to do such a thing.
He doesn't laugh, he's just straight faced, just so confused by this weird human
And
saying.
she's still just like this.
okay. So eventually,
Farrell, help! The weird human is staring at me.
How the tables have turned.
How the turntables
Tables
have.
have tabled. Yep. Eventually, Farrell walks out in a slightly different outfit than what she used to wear, mostly because the previous outfit was very torn up from the Prince of Frost.
Just a little bit.
Just slices across the back and chest and everything else.
Yeah.
Little messy. So still very, very similar. Different corset. Same off the shoulder, white top. Different corset. Has a bag and a belt. A bag tied to her belt, to keep things in, as well as now an added hood that she can flip up over her horns. So she comes out kind of ready. Her other sword, she's slowly putting into its, into the sheath at her hip. Is like, are you guys ready? As she walks in on the scene of just them staring at each other.
I am, yes, very,
Yes,
very ready.
I am prepared if you are.
Okay. Did you have a nice visit?
Yes, we were talking about the Wagon Community Museum.
Museum.
Fiend is building museum.
Well,
I
we're really
would say I'm
talking about
surprised, but you know what? I'm not anymore.
Maybe he's showcasing the different kinds of wheels he's made.
In 6 months, I doubt he's made any of them. I think he's convinced a bunch of very small-minded individuals that Wagons community should be a thing. I
She
don't know
looks you
how
dead
he's
in your
done
eye, Tarek. She looks you dead in your eye, Tarek, and goes, would you think that I'm also small-minded since I work for Mr. Fiend?
Oh.
Anyways, I believe we should get scrolling.
He
if
doesn't
you
have-
will. And she pulls out the scroll to get us out of here, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, so she pulls out this scroll of.
Does that scroll talk too?
Doesn't talk. It is a scroll of teleportation.
Okay.
He says that too loud. Just like, tell me if that one speaks this time.
I will do my best.
So as they kind of like, I imagine they go out the house.
Yeah.
Pharaoh locks the door.
Yeah,
behind
yeah.
her. Like Pharaoh makes sure to lock the door, put the key in her
Oh
pack.
yeah.
You go lock the door, and this human just kind of walks forward, puts out the scroll, takes out a quill, and you just kind of make out just has this like long, boring explanation of how the spell works. And then underneath it is kind of like, where do you want to go, basically, with an empty line for a signature. And she just writes Wagons Community. And as she does that, kind of signs it off, the flick of the quill just sets the whole thing on fire and goes. And as that happens, this, not explosion by any means, but just this sharp blast of light just sends you all like within seconds. Like it's just this light envelops you, and you suddenly just get whisked hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles. And then you find yourself leaving the warmth and quiet nature of Baldur's Gate into suddenly this cold
Oh.
God, I'm so
Why?
sick of the cold.
Why would you do this?
are surrounded by snow, tall snowy trees. There is a slight like cold wind kind of blasting through, and as soon as you two like land, you're just freezing your butts off, and you look over at the human, and they are like just covered with warm furs and winter clothing, just like they knew like where they were going to go, obviously, and came prepared. And the two of you are just in the snow, like, and you're just freezing your butts off.
I forgot to mention it would be quite cold here. My apologies.
Why would Fiend set up his community in the snow?
I'm Farrell, audibly, I'm
hate it,
so
yeah.
sick of the snow. This is probably one of his jokes, though.
Can
If I'm-
when we
if I'm-
land, do we see evidence of structures anywhere around, or is it just
So
trees?
you land kind of in a clearing of a forest, and it's kind of like
Okay.
there's kind of a path that comes out of it. You can kind of surmise that this is just a general sort of meeting area for teleportation spells to go off and kind of land safely. But you do see a path coming out of the forest, and you can kind of make out through the path. It's not very far away, but just through this sort of bunch of snowy trees. You look through this path, and you can kind of just make out a wooden gate.
Okay, because I was gonna say if there was nothing around, he would. Terry would probably have a split-second moment of the sheer cold, and then just snow everywhere. Just PTSD, Prince of Frost. But
For a second, it is. For a second,
Yeah.
you're definitely just like, what the, what? Like, as you've been like,
He's back
you've
in
been
this
off like war, and still like
creepy
even
human is
after
an
the
agent
Baldur's
of his.
yeah, even after the Baldur's Gate fight is finished, you've still been supporting the war effort in different realms at the behest of Odin. So you're still dealing with this conflict, even though most people have kind of moved on. You're the one person that is still kind of directly connected to it. So you definitely get that feeling just plunk, landing in the snowy environment. You're like, what? You have your glaive out and kind of like very much on alert. But then as you're kind of looking around, the human just kind of pointing out like, just this way, like pointing directly like towards this path, and you can kind of see a wooded gate, and you're still like, you're still on edge. Like just because you see a bit of a wooden gate, you're not even sure if you're even on Fate Run anymore. You won't know for certain until you go forward.
I think their immediate reaction is immediate distrust. As soon as they hit the snow, it's like,
I hate it here.
Put you at slight ease. I am here to be a tour guide of sorts. Follow me. And then she doesn't say anything else and just starts walking.
Just starts walking towards that path.
Yeah.
Pharaoh's gonna like make a glance.
Yeah, we're gonna look at each other. And I think before we start walking forward, like I'm gonna keep my glaive out in one hand, just gonna take Farrell's hand with the other.
Yeah.
Half as a let's stay together, and secondly, this is a comfort thing.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Nice.
And then they follow.
You guys holding hands as you're just shivering and like moving forward, trying to keep body heat close to each other.
Mm-hmm.
You come out of that clearing, or through that path through the trees, opens up to a much larger clearing, and you are staring at this huge, tall, thick wooden gate that seems to just wrap around in a circle-like motion. The gates are like tall, like really tall, like 50 feet high. And like at the pointing of these wooden gates, these wooden walls, you kind of make out little watchtowers on the other side, kind of like the roofs of them. But you can't make out anything that's on the other side.
This is the look on Pharaoh's face, just
what? Yeah, but inside, like you hear faint sounds of well, actually, you don't hear anything. As a matter of fact, you're just hearing the rustling of the trees, the of wind blowing around you, and the human is just way ahead of you, walking towards a huge gate that's amongst this wooden wall.
I guess we just follow. I was like, Farrell's gonna keep following.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna lean over to Farrell and be like,
do we really believe that Fiend is capable of doing something as sophisticated as this? This has gotta be suspicious.
She kind of like looks at it. She's like, to be fair, he did really beat that dwarf when we were, in our first heist.
I don't trust any of this.
We don't have to trust it. But if Fiend is here, who else is going to build this?
I don't know.
Who else is going to build this?
You know what? Fair point. This is almost too obvious.
It's almost
to be a trap.
It's almost too Mr. Fiend. All right.
As you guys kind of closer to these big, huge wooden gates, see Ramira kind of just bam, bam, like this very huge hulking knock that's just very recognizable, and then you just see these gates just slowly open inwards, like against the snow. And as these gates open, it opens to this bustling, sunny, grass-filled community. And you're just like, what? It's like someone stole like a little mini community in Baldur's Gate and just plumped it in the snow. Makes no sense. Why is there sunlight? Why is there grass? Like,
is it warm inside?
You have to step through to find out. As two guards are standing there, clad in armor, big spears, and they have these kind of medieval full plate armor helmets on, and they have giant wagon wheels on their foreheads.
Oh my god, I hate it, but I love it.
And Ramira is just waving at them.
Yeah.
These face plates just open it up. Oh, Ramira, you've come back. Hello. Did you bring the guests?
And she beckons back to them.
You guys are kind of trailing off a little bit.
Have names.
Come on, Mr.
Well-
Fiend's friends.
I told you my name is Tarek.
Eric. And Farrell. Tarek and Farrell, we're all here. The gang is here.
All right. Well, any friend of Mr. Fiend's or a friend of ours, please take these brochures so you can find your way around Wagons.
No,
Street.
thank
Oh
you.
my god!
And as you look at these brochures, they do in fact have maps of Wagon community. And if you look in the Discord and on the Twitch
Oh my
chat, you will
god!
see a full map of Wagon community.
Oh my god, I love it. As one of the guards tries to hand him one, he's
I'm
just
saving
not
this.
gonna take it. He's just gonna look at it and just look back at him.
Oh, Farrell absolutely takes one. She's like, what?
So the top of the pamphlet just says Wagons community, again with the wagon symbol. And inside just has general information on different districts in Wagons community, various shops, events that are going on. And you step through, as soon as you step through the gate, that silence and just wind and rustling of trees you heard before is suddenly overtaken by the bustling sound of a community. Like you're hearing people talking, you're hearing music going off, you're hearing like construction. There's warmth, like the sun is beaming down on you. You look up, you just see the snowy sky. Makes no sense at all. And you see just various structures and housing communities. You see an enormous, huge wagon in the very center of this circle plot. Like it's huge, and it's surrounded by kind of a watery moat with 4 bridges connecting to it with the rest of the land. Just kind of chunks of settlements around here. You look over to your left, you see a huge sort of tent-like factory with about 36 different wagons on the side. There's 2 giant cranes kind of moving back and forth, transferring lumber and different things from this factory. You're passing, as you go through this entrance of Wagons community, you're passing by people like drunk people kind of like walking out of these like 5 or 6 kind of buildings kind of meshed together.
Oh, that's very Mr. Fiend. That's very Fiend.
And over to like the sort of the top right area, there's kind of like a housing district. You see like families and people kind of coming in and out of there. And then the very opposite side of you on Wagons community is where that faint sound of music and kind of bustling and lots of social activity is coming from. You can kind of probably make out it's like a marketplace or something. But as you walk through, the guards just close the gates. And Ramira just continues walking towards that giant, huge wagon in the middle of the community.
Oh my god, he lives in a giant wagon, of course he fucking does.
I just wanted to bring attention to the map for a second.
So fucking extra.
No, the map. Fancy Pants Shopping has me rolling.
Yeah, so I forgot to mention that for people. The different districts in Wagon community have names in the brochure. The wagon factory itself is called the Magic Factory, and in brackets it says that's where the magic happens.
No!
And the shopping district is called Fancy Pants Shopping. And the sort of amalgamation of buildings that you're passing by is called the Drinking Horse. It's kind of like the tavern inn community. And then over on the upper right, where all those houses and cottages are, is called the Corral.
Damn.
Oh my god.
This is amazing. Tarek
These
is
are
hating
real.
all of this, but I am loving it.
And as you pass by the Drinking Horse community, the tavern community, there's this huge, large spire tower, sort of a few, like 100 feet or so from the Drinking Horse community. Just looking up, it's just huge.
I would like to notate that as I'm bringing them up to this wagon house, she doesn't. She just opens the door. She's not like. She just opens the door.
Unceremoniously.
And
Yeah,
you guys are just taking, like Tarek and Farrell, you're taking all this in. You cannot believe your fucking eyes.
Oh no!
You
Oh no!
are
We're
just
like,
it's like your friend made Disneyland in his own image.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just like,
as soon as
there's
you see those names of what the towns are called, you're like, oh fuck, did he name these things? Like, what the shit is this?
of course he did.
Who put Mr. Fiend in charge of, well, anything? This is...
Mr. Fiend.
Mr. Fiend.
And as you guys get close to this huge, enormous wagon that's just pristine, like so well made. It's like if you had an old muscle car just come out of the shop, briny, shiny, like, shiny and new. It's just elegance at its finest. And there's a little smoke tower kind of coming out of the top of the wagon as well, smoke billowing up into the sky as Ramira kind of starts going up the steps, going up to the main front door. Dunk, 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 just kind of knocking as like a formality, but just opens it anyways. They have the keys to the giant house. And you walk in to this gorgeous foyer and this elaborate living room with just all of this like bearskin rug, fine spirits on one side of the room, nice artwork on the other. And on the far side of this living space is a huge mahogany desk full of quills and charts and scrolls. And you see the back of Mr. Fiend as he has his hands on the desk.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh my
his
god.
current tasks for the day.
Oh.
Oh my fucking god, it is him.
Hello, friends. How are you doing?
Don't have to.
What?
Mr. Fiend, you don't have to act so smug.
What the hell have you done here?
I made it real. It was a joke, but I made it real.
You... Why?
Well, I didn't really know what to do after the Prince of Frost, and it seemed like I needed to find my way in the world, and I don't know, it seems that Wagons community has followed me around no matter how hard I've tried to shake it.
And... I'm lost. Farrell, I'm lost. Help.
I mean, this is impressive. I'll give you that.
It is impressive.
Impressive is one word.
Tarek.
The work of a madman is another.
To be fair, this madman also helped save our lives.
That is very true.
It is true, indeed. I have a lovely scar from navel to nose from the Prince of Frost. Never went away.
I also still carry scars, so I understand.
I think we all do.
Anyways, has Ramira given you your pins yet?
No.
No, and I
forgot
don't
the
need
pins.
one.
She gave
Got
us
the
a
pins.
pamphlet.
I forgot the pins. So sorry, Mr. Fiend.
We just recently got the pamphlets printed. They're wonderful, aren't they?
They're very well done. Do you have a printing press here?
No, I have somebody who does them all by hand, individually.
Oh my god!
How?
Once upon a time, there was a time that I needed somebody to draw or write up a script, and so now I have
Yes.
enough money to get one of those people.
And how
do
did you
recall.
manage to convince so many people to build this? How?
It's not really that hard. A little bit of conversation here, a little bit of conversation there, move some money.
Ah,
around.
yes, talking to people, not my strong suit.
Also, the clout from killing the Prince of Frost was, very.
And you used that for clout.
I know. People know who I am now. Don't they know who you people are?
And as
That's
you
not-
say,
No, that's right. Your house is in the middle of nowhere.
Ooh.
as you say that, as you finish that sentence of like, yeah, don't people know who you are? You hear footsteps from the top floor of the wagon house. You hear somebody start walking down the stairs, and you hear a familiar voice coming down the stairs. Oh, darling, everybody knows the Frostbreakers.
No.
And coming down the stairs is
I gotta
you,
go.
Lee, the noblewoman that Mr. Fiend
I
had
gotta go.
fooled and banished.
No, I'm done. I'm out. I'm done. I'm good stream. I'm leaving. I'm gone. Goodbye.
And this is where we're going to take our first break. No.
Oh my god.
Okay, guys. We're going to take our break right now for around 10 minutes or so. Those of you who are subscribers, we have the opportunity for you to earn some fun D&D gifts. We got dice trays, dice holders, all kinds of fun stuff. In the chat, we're going to have anyone who's a subscriber to put in Wagons community. Put into the chat Wagons community, and we will pick a winner when we come back. Stick around, guys. You won't want to
go anywhere.
Woo!
Woo! All one word. Wagons community.
One word.
And we're back. Hello, everybody. Thank you for waiting during our break there as we refreshed our drinks, stretched out the legs, and a lot of fun stuff. Thank you to the 2 subscribers who entered our little contest. I'm Groot0728, Malachor 2020. But because there's only 2 of you that entered, we are going to roll a D4 here to see who will win the prize. So 1 and a 2, it's going to be I am Groot. And 3 and a 4, it's going to be Malachor. All right. Here we go. And it's a 2. Hey! So I am Groot, 0728. You have won a little gift from us to you. So yeah, message us on Twitch, and we'll message you as well, and we'll try to get your address and sort all that out and see what kind of dice color you'd like, or if you'd like a tray. The option is up to you. So thank you so much for subscribing, and return back for another chance to win another prize. So thank you. Okay. So when we left off before the break, catching up with Mr. Fiend, realizing that this is an actual place. He did build it. This is all legit. Suggesting that he may have used his win over the Prince of Frost with you all to grease some wheels and gain some influence.
Grease some wheels. I hate it.
You know, like that pun? It's a great pun. To
load the wagon of conversation.
Exactly. To gain some funding for his project. And in doing that, you said you used your influence? What? And then you heard footsteps coming down the stairs, and a familiar Southern Belle voice entered the hallway as you, Lee, the debutante woman who Mr. Fiend had banished in your first adventure together, the heist about Bazaar, is seemingly here, alive, in front of you. As she walks down these steps, she's wearing these elegant high heels. She's wearing this immaculate dress that's kind of a high collar, no sleeve, goes down the waist, kind of very form-fitting, down to the shins. Has a ponytail kind of up high, and she just has her 2 hands forward. She's brandishing this kind of satchel, little mini purse satchel bag. It's not small, it's not huge. It's been a mid-range size, just on her side right there. Now she kind of comes down the steps. Well, everyone knows about the Frostbreakers, friends.
How?
So Pharaoh's gonna be like, Fiend?
Big surprise, right?
What? Why is she here? What? How?
Fiend?
Friends, don't worry. Don't worry. Everything is fine. And she takes her arm over Mr. Fiend's shoulder and then over Ramira's shoulder and is like, we're all friends here, guys. It's water under the bridge, honestly. Like, come on, sit down. We'll alleviate any worries that you may have. Mr. Fiend and I, and Ramira as well, we thought you might be a little, freaked out, a little weirded out about seeing my face, and I can completely understand why you think that, but let's just calm the nerves a bit. Ramira, could you grab some fine whiskey from the liquor cabinet for us, please?
I would be delighted.
It's the brown one.
I've learned. I know.
Yeah, there was that incident where we had that investors meeting and we asked for whiskey and it didn't turn out too well, but it's okay. Water under the bridge.
Clinking glasses.
We've also learned not to keep other substances near the liquor cabinet for that.
Yeah, that was very...
Other subs... You know what? No, I don't want to know, actually.
It's fine.
We don't know.
You'll learn about it in the introductory play that we have planned for later this evening to Wagons Community.
I'm sorry?
Anyway, let's all gather around here, and they have some chairs just kind of magically just... As they're just kind of brought towards you. Well, not magically, sorry. She kind of just like pulls them out towards you guys. And you all kind of sit down in this kind of circle-like formation as Ramira comes out, puts this nice crystal decanter on the table with crystal glasses for you all. And then she takes a seat down between Mr. Fiend and Yuli. Starts pouring out the liquor. Yuli hands it to all of you. She says, so, I'm sure you've got a lot of questions for the both of us, and we're happy to answer anything that you like to alleviate your worries here. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation.
They are both sitting here a little baffled at this entire situation. Kind of, I imagine looking between each other. Just, are we alive? Are we dreaming?
Eric's not good at talking to people, so like seeing the ferals not opening up to ask the questions immediately, he's like, so where were you banished to?
Oh my god!
What a question.
I'm not really too sure of exactly. I mean, the whole experience was, quite frankly, pretty terrifying. I didn't really know where I was. I'm not quite familiar with otherworldly planes and strange things like that. I know that I wasn't there for too long. Isn't that right, Mr. Fiend?
No. Yes. No, you're absolutely correct.
What's Nancy Fiend?
I don't really know how these spells work. I kind of defer to him for all the fancy jargon and all that.
It was just long enough for the Ice Devils to kill everyone at the party, and not her.
Yeah, that was quite a rude awakening. I was surrounded just by... It's kind of hard to describe, really. Just...
Right.
I don't really know what I was looking at, to be honest.
I'll stop you from having to relive that trauma. Right. Fiend? Is this a relationship of sorts?
A partnership?
If you're asking, nobody could shine a light on what you two have.
That's not what I asked.
That's
Fiend.
not.
That's
Fiend. That's.
I don't see any lights anywhere.
That's all right, Ramira. They weren't speaking literally. They were explaining their emotions from the inside. We talked about that before.
The funny way to do such a thing.
I know it is.
Okay, we'll circle back to that. We'll put a pin in that. Wagons community, really? That's what you decided to go with, huh?
Well, of course. I mean, when I came out of whatever plane, whatever you call it, I came back into this material plane surrounded by dead bodies. There was chaos all around. But apparently when I sought out another human being, they had told me that a great battle had taken place and that the people of Baldur's Gate were calling these people the Frost Breakers. And initially I'd assumed that it could be the likes of you, but, just my instincts took over and I started investigating a little bit. And to my surprise, it was you all. And Mr. Fiend, I mean, granted, we did not have the best introduction to each other, but I do recognize a swindler when I see one. And somebody who can perform that fast, that instinctively, with all those tricks and maneuvers, I knew this would be a business partner I could get along with.
Oh, so you're
making me blush.
Oh, no, it's all right.
So he's a business partner. Right. Okay.
Of sorts.
Of sorts. Looks to Fiend to see what that means.
Okay.
He gives you the look that it's like, why are you looking at me like I'm the child they give the placemat and the crayons to at the restaurant?
Because you are.
Oh my god.
It's like we have an announcement that we are going to be addressing with to the Wagons community as a part of our 1K celebrations and all that, which you are, of course, very much wanting to come sit at the off side of the table for that occasion.
Of course.
Wonderful.
Okay,
it's warm on that side. Important.
Right. The environment is very different from the outside. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
And I will say, Fiend, did you pick up some new tricks?
Oh no, this was not Mr. Fiend, actually. He had input, of course, but we kind of used his celebrity and his connections to really put a face to the idea of our franchise. And, you know, with my connections to the upper echelons of the wealthy, we were able to acquire different arcane means to be able to set up this vision of a perfect community. And I will admit, I was duped. I should have seen that coming a mile away. But if there is one thing that everyone needs on this earth, it's wagons. It makes sense.
You can't get anywhere without a wagon.
And who
just fly.
Well, my dear, I'm sorry, but not everyone has the mystical means that you.
No.
Alicia isn't here.
It was just a joke from a former party member of ours. Fiend, me and Tarek are actually here for other reasons. Besides just your lovely invitation.
Was it the speaking part? Did the speaking part throw you off?
The what?
Never mind. We can move past the invitation.
No, it has nothing to do with that.
A warning about that would have been... Your invitation did almost become cut in half very quick. I was very on edge.
I would not have allowed that. It's all right.
Do you not have the sending spell? Could you have not,
If you have somebody that performs a job and they do it well, why would I do it myself?
Anyways.
Looks at Romero, looks back at you, raises an eyebrow.
And Farrell takes on kind of a more of a sombering voice that she has. Fiend, we have some troubling news.
Okay. You have my attention.
We were coming to find you anyways, so your invitation came at a very opportune time, other than us having to track you down. I feel we would have found you very easily by word of mouth, something tells me. But
could have.
She and Pharaoh kind of like side glances at Tarek and then continues. Thor is fallen.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Where did he go?
No.
He fell down some stairs.
He's dead.
He died from falling down stairs.
No.
That's a horrible way to go.
Mr. Fiend, no. Like at this point, Carol is like back to her old self of just frustration. Fiend, no, he's dead.
Oh. Well, sorry to jest. It just seems unlikely that a god.
That's why
I didn't believe it either.
He's really dead.
Gods?
He's gone. Odin told me, and Farrell tells me she had a vision, or she saw it. And I believe her. He's gone.
Okay. What are we to do about this? What do you want from me?
Well, as Frostbreakers, as we've been dubbed, we've been asked to come to the funeral. On Asgard.
Yes, it's to be held in 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks, you say? My condolences about your friend.
Interesting. Is it an indoor or outdoor ceremony?
I've not been involved in the planning of it, Fiend. I was simply sent here to collect you, and Farrell and any of the others I could gather.
Ramira leans over to Mr. Fiend, like tugs on his shirt. I think that would be quite fun to go to the funeral of a god.
Okay, I can take that under advisement. I tell you what, have the magic factory begin constructing a wagon for a god.
That's a very, very nice gesture. We can get on work on that right away. If you two have any specifications to how you'd like this wagon to work, please just let Mr. Fiend, Ramira, or myself know, and we will get on top of this right away.
Yes. Utmost of importance.
A man has died, and your first thought is to build a god a wagon?
Well, all gods love offerings, honey. They love things being built in their name. It's kind of their milieu, really.
No, that I could agree with, actually.
Unfortunately, I didn't know the man so well, or the almighty being very well. However, he did seem like a mighty hero.
Yeah.
I mean, this does put a little bit of a damp in our plans, so to speak, but we could shuffle some things around, I'm sure, to maybe help you get there on time. We have a lot of wheels in motion, pardon the pun. But
I hear more wagon puns. I'm going to stop burning things.
oh, my friend, you're going to hear way too many of them in this community. It's kind of what makes us all happy and go through the day to day.
It's like a circle.
I'm just gonna stare her down as she says that, just like completely unimpressed.
Did you see the map?
We saw the map.
Yes.
Fiend, I will say, you have done some very good work here. I'm very impressed. Having met you while you were a very different man, apparently. But the main thing on me and Eric's mind is still the death of Thor. We're very grateful for the invitation. We will, of course, attend. We just need you to know why we were going to seek you out in the first place.
Much appreciated. I definitely will attend the funeral.
I'm sure.
Yes.
All right. Well, seems like we got a lot to figure out here, friends. I do apologize for interrupting your humble reunion. I will get work right away to see how we can kind of sort this out with work schedulings and business meetings and all that sort of thing. I'll leave you to it. Please feel free to explore the grounds. Everyone here is very welcoming, and they will be happy to answer any questions that you have. Ramira here will be by your side 24/7, 365. So anything you need, you can ask her, and she will be right there beside you.
Thank you.
Would you mind, Mr. Fiend rolls up a map. I was able to look over the schematics for the museum that we consider building. If you wouldn't mind.
You're really going to build that?
Away for us.
Fiend, what do you have to put in a museum?
Actually, Pharaoh kind of pipes up. She's like thinking about it. Fiend, did you happen to bring anything after our battle with the Prince of Frost? His face says everything. I don't need the answer. Thank you.
Well, nothing that would go in a museum. Anyways, this is a wagon museum. I have other wagon parts.
Don't believe that.
Well, if you've got those wagon schematics, I'll go take them to the designers and see how we can start getting that down from the ground up there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, I will take my leave now, everybody. But like I said, you are free to roam the grounds. Please check out our lovely community, and we will see you later tonight for the festivities. There is just one small thing I will let you know, is that we do have a bit of a curfew going on right now. Around midnight or so, there's just been some problems with bandits and, the usual corral trying to get into our little community here. There was a bit of a fire that happened not that long ago, but it's been taken care of. Everyone's safe, so don't worry, but we're just, being a little bit extra cautious and just advising people to get back to their homes and the safe spaces by that time. But the festivities will take place before that, so you will not need to worry about this. So, but please enjoy. We've got the taverns, we've got the shopping. You can explore the wagon factory if you like a tour.
The wagon factory. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Yuli. Tarek, if you'd like, we can go to the tavern district so that you can get some dip for the chip on your shoulder. Or we can go to the Fancy Pants shopping center so that we may find you a new cloak to cover those cold shoulders.
And as this happens, Yuli is just leaving, just starts giggling to herself as she exits the giant wagon house. And
I'm sorry, I don't follow. What?
Farrell's giggling a little bit.
It is a euphemism, like the light that you used earlier.
Yes.
A euphemism. I don't think that's quite.
That's not. I.
It is the same.
So,
Isn't she delightful?
Fiend.
Extremely.
Hold on. Fiend, where did you find this one? I don't recall seeing her before.
We met a few months ago. Ramira, how did we meet again?
I needed work, and you said sure.
That sounds like me.
That does sound like him. Yeah, that does.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
That sounds like Fiend.
Mr. Fiend reaches into his pockets looking for something to give you guys and pulls out just like a handful of smooth stones. He's like, damn it! Ramira! Stop sneaking these things into my pockets!
I meant to pick those up earlier, but I forgot because I had to get your friends, and now I will take them.
I felt like I was leaning farther to the right today.
Also, check your other pocket. I don't want to miss anything else.
Nope, these are the pins that I was looking for. Thank you. Here you both go.
Oh, lovely.
How does she get these stones so smooth? There's no running water around here.
I'm very careful.
What?
Only the best.
And Mr. Fiend hands you these pins, and they have the outside of the circled pin is a wagon, and inside just says WC in this nice calligraphy.
Well, would you care for a meander about?
Farrell puts the pin on. She's like, all right.
Eric does not. He holds it. He just puts it in his pocket.
No, Farrell takes it from him. Yeah, I'll hold on to that for you.
Okay.
Well, then.
Well, despite the circumstances, it is good to see you again, Fiend.
It's good to see you two again, friends. It's been lonely. No, it hasn't. Anyway.
Are you lying?
Roll insight. No, okay.
roll insight.
Mr. Fiend guides everybody out of the giant wagon house. And I think the
It's up to
drinking
you.
horse.
You guys can go wherever you like.
Where would you guys like to go?
I pull out a map for them to look at.
Fantastic. See, right here, it says you are here.
How does it know? What?
Well, otherwise, like Yuli said earlier, I could take you many places. Are you famished? Are you thirsty? We could go to the drinking horse. Or perhaps we'd like to find fancy pants instead.
I'm sorry?
That is the marketplace. It's also mentioned earlier. Maybe you weren't listening. We can buy things there with currency. Or we could tour the factory. Whatever you would like.
So Farrell's gonna shrug and be like, Fiend, what are you most proud of? Show us what you're most proud of.
The factory it is then.
Lead on.
Right.
Lead on.
I walk behind Ramira. If I walk in front of Ramira, I find more things in pockets and places.
She's walking.
All right, Ramiro leading the way. You leave the giant wagon house of Mr. Fiend and start making your way over to the magic factory. And it's this huge, sprawling factory. It's got kind of a wooden gated barrier outside of it. This huge tent in the middle of it. You see some cranes kind of moving from side to side, hauling big logs of wood. That's planting it in the middle of of this factory, and you see tons of different people, all different races too, not just humans. You see tieflings, you see Aarakocra, you see orcs, you see just all manners of different people. From what you can gather from this community, it is like a hodgepodge of various people. It's not just like one race or anything like that. And as you get forward, you just hear the smattering of just like buzzsaws and wood cracking, hammering, all kinds of manners of work. And you look over to the left side and you see these different sort of huddled masses of different wagons. Some are rickshaws, some are big, huge wagons that could fit like 12 people inside. Some are two-seaters, all various colors and shapes, velvet, crushed velvet, wood, mahogany, all different sizes and shapes and means. There's like a wide variety of vehicles here. And again, you kind of go through the entrance and there's 2 Wagons community guards, again, in that nice sort of adorned plate mail armor with those medieval like helmets that kind of cover their whole face with the wagon on the center of the forehead. Make way for Mr. Fiend! And they all turn to the side as Mr. Fiend just walks by and is just like, at ease.
How do you like the factory so far?
I mean, it's impressive. I will give you that. It's very impressive.
Thank you. I do love it. Sometimes I come here and sit and ponder about how I could have survived without this before. Or why I even wanted to. Anyways, onward and upward.
And as you guys kind of entering into the factory again, just kind of moving past people, just like going to and fro, running in front of you, walking past people carrying giant logs, people carrying different woods, wheeling wheels around. It's kind of a section off to the right where there's people like putting on the wheels and kind of putting on the material. Ramiro waving at people and everyone's like, hey, hey, and just smiling. It's a very like cheerful environment. Like everyone seems to know each other because it's not, again, it's a community. It's not a big, huge bus.
It's a community.
Exactly. It's a community.
It's not a cult, guys. It's not a cult.
Ramiro kind of leading the way, and you see someone kind of run up to Ramiro, and it's kind of like almost a gnome, like a male gnome rushing up, and he's got like a smock on, kind of dirty, full of like grease and oil, has some paper down, and he's like, Ramiro, thank God you're here. So we have a little bit of an issue with one of the wheels. They won't fit the axle too well. We're not too sure if the wheel is exactly maybe big enough or small enough. We might have to order in some special tools to get it fixed on. I hope that's okay. We might set back a production line of that particular vehicle for about 4 weeks or so because of this. But if we can get the tools in right away, we might be able to rush them out faster.
And the cost?
It's probably going to be like 2,000 gold.
She puts a finger up and then looks over to Mr. Fiend. I'm so sorry. This one. Maybe take your time.
That's all right. I guess the elf's bar mitzvah can wait. All right. And then wheels it back and then...
Oh my God.
And then she leans over to Mr. Fiend and goes, I didn't know elves had bar mitzvahs.
I'm not going to assume.
That's fair. It's best not to. She continues.
I don't know why we have a gnome working on wagon wheels.
Well, you can't say things like that.
He's not the right. It's too big.
You can't say things like that. Keep
Carry
going.
on.
And she grabs him and starts pushing him forward. Let's go before they hear you.
And you see the gnome as it kind of like runs back to its work site. You see the gnome just kind of huddle under the giant wagon that's kind of lifted up on some blocks, some like stone blocks, and you see him go and just like jump into the undercarriage of it and just starts tinkering around.
See?
That's why we have it.
Capable.
Very.
That's not to assume.
Let's hire more. Make a note. More gnomes.
She pulls out a notepad.
Make a note.
Or
Or gnomes.
Make a gnome note.
Make a gnome
No.
note. A note.
Get me more gnomies.
Mr. Fiend, you cannot say things like, come on. And then she keeps pushing on, this is why I'm the head of HR.
So you're kind of in the middle of all this bustling activity around you. Did you want to continue looking around? Do you want to talk to anybody, check anything out? Or do you just kind of like, all right, we've seen it, and move on to something else?
Hey, Kevin. Can I roll sleight of hand to sneak the pin onto Tarek?
Yes, you can.
Guys, first roll of the game.
And it's for something
Essential.
And it's for something stupid.
So roll sleight of hand against his perception.
My passive perception, because I wouldn't be checking.
Okay, what's your...
My passive perception, it's not high DC, it's 10.
Okay,
My
so
wisdom
I got
is 0.
a natural 20. I got an 18 plus 2.
Okay.
Nice.
So where were you looking to pin it?
Probably somewhere he won't immediately see it. So like maybe like back on his back or shoulder. Like probably like
Put it on my back.
probably like right here where he could grab it if he really wanted to. But it's not immediately recognizable.
Okay. Out of that exchange that's happening with the gnome and addressing Mr. Fiend and Ramir, you just kind of go up to him and go, and just like pin it on, just ever so slightly, without pricking him or disturbing his clothing at all. You're able to just kind of like, you don't like pin it, like connect it, because then that would like kind of disturb him. You just know where to like just get the pointy metal just into his material and leave it there.
I'm fine with that. Yep. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay.
All right. Tarek, you have unbeknownst to you, you have a wagon pin on the back of your shoulder.
Great. I'll add it to my inventory.
Well, this has been the factory. We could speak to some of the management and see if you're more interested in the intricate workings of how you put different pieces onto a wagon, or how you shave the wood just right to make sure that it is a nice, smooth fit. Or we could go to a different portion of my community.
Perhaps that would be best. I didn't come in here for a lesson on how to build wagons. Do you even know how to build them yourself? Do you actually build any of the wagons yourself? Yeah, I thought not.
Not even remotely.
Yep.
I am definitely not a doer. However,
you know what? You're right. Absolutely.
To the Fancy Pants community.
All right. So leading the way once again, Ramira, taking you guys from the sort of lower left-hand side of the community, starts taking you across this nice like grassy plain. There's flowers everywhere, kind of coming around the left-hand side of the giant wagon with the moat is. Yeah, Ben?
As we're walking, I was going to lean over to Ramira and be like, you're head of HR, but you let him name all of these things.
Well, I suppose whoever's paying is the one who gets to name it. She kind of looks at you like, duh. You do know that I am a assistant, correct?
Well, maybe you should have assisted him in picking maybe some slightly less strange names.
Maybe you don't know him as much as I thought you did, because... Mr.
I know
Finch,
him, and that's why I'm saying... No, that's the problem. I know him, and it doesn't surprise me that he's given them names like that. I was just hoping you'd...
overpower him?
Slightly better. That's not quite the word I'm going for.
Anyways, I will take you now to the Fancy Pants area.
That seems wise.
Okay, so going into... Sorry?
Oh, God. I was going to say she leans over to Mr. Fiend. He really thinks that I'm going to try to fight with you? When you pay me? I do not think so. And then continues to walk on.
Looks back at Tarek and says, money is a universal language.
Dead.
Can't argue with that.
So he takes you to the Fancy Pass shopping area of Wagons community. Oh, sorry?
Said he's got a point. He's right.
And yeah, it's a bustling, like really, there's tons of people around, kind of like a Saturday morning market. You're just going through just like shop after shop after shop. You kind of strolled down through one of the cobblestone paths, and in the middle of the Fancy Pants shopping area is a bunch of tables set up People are selling different, like homemade clothing, fruit, food, different types of perishables. One shop in particular that Ramira, kind of like seeing down in your pamphlets that you looked at, one of the finer highlights of the Fancy Pants shopping area is a place called Armand's Apothecary, which is a shop that sells a variety of useful potions and spell components and different trinkets and things like that. Also, another highlight of the Fancy Pants shopping area is Rilk's Curios. Rilk's Curios, which is a shop that kind of collects ancient relics in the neighboring environments and things like that. Kind of like an import-export kind of business. But other than that, there's shops to like buy food and clothing and kind of whatever you really need.
I would definitely recommend taking a visit to Rilk's, Tarek. He has different forms of ancient civilizations bubbles, and that sounds like something a warlock of your stature would be interested in.
Sorry, he has what?
Bubbles. Of ancient civilizations. Like relics?
Right.
Rilks?
Like a museum,
relics.
but for purchase.
Right.
Knick-knack.
Sure.
Paddywhack.
He might have a piece of Mjolnir somewhere.
What?
It broke, didn't it?
No. No. I gave it to Thor, and well.
Oh, I thought it vanished when we had those magic rings.
Well, it did.
He got it back somehow.
I didn't get my quarterstaff of clothes back. That was interesting. Well, to Rilks then.
Sucks to suck, bro.
That's rough.
Ye olde
That's rough.
sucks.
That's rough, buddy.
Ye old sucks to feels bad, man.
Ye old sucks to feels bad, man. Oh my god.
Love it.
You're going to Rilk's then? Rilk's Curios?
I
guess
think so.
That theme recommendation will stop.
Okay. So again, going through the central marketplace, going down a few side streets, kind of imagine just being like if you've been in Italy or Rome, just those like cobblestone streets where like shops are just kind of like smashed together, kind of like Gringotts Alley type situation where there's just like shop, just kind of smushed all together to kind of almost fit this side of the community, almost like maybe a design flaw that they thought they could fit all these businesses in, but realized it didn't have a lot of space permits, so they had to just like smush them all together one on top of the other. Kind of a hodgepodge mess, but also kind of elegant at the same time. And you come to the front door of Ilk. You see this nice wooden sign kind of displayed, gold writing on top. Rilk's Curios. Going inside?
Yeah. Inside we go.
I'll open the door for them.
Ramira opened the door for Mr. Fiend and his friends. Ting, 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 ting. Bell kind of hits.
I walk in, but never break eye contact with Ramira as I like shuffle around her.
I'm gonna roll a sleight of hand to put something in his pocket.
Yes.
If that's
Sure.
okay.
Right, roll sleight of hand.
I love it.
What's your passive? Fiend? What's your passive?
My passive perception is 10.
I got a
13? All right.
13.
So as soon as Mr. Fiend kind of passes by you, Ramira just like very subtly puts a rock in that bucket as you just wander around feeling things.
I love how the only rolls we've done so far have been for sleight of hand and putting something on another player who's not gotten it.
It's been both the girls that were like, yes.
Yes.
He started it. He made eye contact. And
I
said
know.
the challenge accepted.
You're right, though.
He started a war.
All right, bet. Here we go. This is going to be a thing throughout the entire campaign now.
So you enter to the shop. And you just see around you just shelves and shelves and shelves of a variety of various items. Some you kind of recognize off the top, some you don't. Scrolls, statues, various old-looking like swords and weapons, but mainly it's more of a magic-based, but mostly like antiques.
Scrolls, you say?
Yeah.
Is there a scroll of illusory script?
And you'll notice that
sucks.
Sort of in this little four-walled shop, there's a ladder that goes up to another level, and there's another shelf, like as long and wide as the wall it's sitting on, still all filled with various trinkets, relics, scrolls, all various shapes and sizes. And then from the back room, another door opens behind like the front counter, and you see this huge, tall furbolg in like various kind of droopy, relaxed fabrics, like wearing kind of like hemp pants, a satin, almost like a muumuu, but it's like satin and like just has various plants and flowers all over it. Just relaxing. A nice like beaded necklace that kind of goes down from the collarbone over. Has a kind of side ponytail with a shaved head on the left side and a nice blue-haired ponytail coming off the side. Their fur is all white for a furbolg, and like a nice like pink, bright pink nose. Wearing these big glasses, like big circular glasses that kind of magnify their eyes a bit. Wearing like various rings and bracelets and like ankle bracelets. And they have like between their hooves, they have these big thick thong sandals. And they kind of come out from behind it. Oh, hello there, dearie. How are you doing today?
Hello,
Rhaenyra. Oh, it's good to see you again. And she kind of like scuttles out from behind the counter and gives this huge, tall furbolg is kind of looming over Rhaenyra, pats them. Hello there, dear. Oh, and Mr. Fiend, it's so good to see you. Oh, thank you for coming and visiting. How has production been going?
Fantastic. Fantastic. It's been going wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, that's good to hear. And who are your new friends here? I don't think I've ever noticed them before.
These two are two very important people to me. They are the other half of the Frostbreakers, right? See, the heroes that saved the realm.
Yes, yes. You've talked about this many times. I'm so honored to meet you. How are you liking our little community?
This is pleasant. It's pleasant. It's very pleasant.
Great.
I hope
he says, kind of side-eyeing Beryl, kind of being like, I guess I have to be nice.
Yeah, no, she's definitely giving you the side of be nice.
Yeah. Something I'm working on is being nice.
Well, I hope that the ride-in wasn't too jarring for you. I know that the outside of the community can be a bit cold, but it's nice and warm in here all day long.
It's very pleasant. It's very nice, and your shop is very lovely.
Oh, thank you so much, dear.
Yes.
So I am Ilya Rilk. I'm the owner of the shop, and for anyone who's a friend of Mr. Fiend's, a friend of mine, of course, have a look around. Anything you want, I'll give you 20% off just for being a little friend to Mr. Fiend here. And take a look, whatever you like. We do have some new items that I just procured. If you're interested, but otherwise you can look around the shop. You can go up the ladder up to the upper level if you want, and have a look.
Kevin, do you want us to roll insight as we look around?
You don't have to roll insight. You can roll investigation.
Okay, yeah. However,
if you're rolling to look.
I would like to look around.
Yeah, I'll have a look around as well.
I also, Ramira's just kind of like straight up the ladder looking around at stuff for kicks.
Okay. So ooh, okay. All right, I can do that. Investigation. Shush.
And that was what was it? Sorry, insight.
It was insight or investigation. Sorry.
Investigation.
So I got an 11, but I have a +6. So
a second unnatural 20, 18 plus 2.
I just got an 11.
Okay, so we got 11,
17,
17, and 20.
Mhm.
And 15.
and
Okay, so you're all going to be looking for stuff. Okay.
I'm
Let
just
me-
kind of. Farrell's kind of looking around, just kind of like not looking for anything in particular, just out of curiosity, kind of thing. Like this is something that her friend Mr. Fiend has allowed into his Wagons community. This is something very unusual to her.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's start from lower. So it would have been Ramira. You rolled an 11.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're looking around, and you're just kind of procuring the different items, and a particular piece of material kind of catches your eye. It's kind of hanging off of a hook amongst a bunch of trinkets and statues and spheres, globes, parchment, and you're looking at this, and you're kind of like, oh, this kind of looks interesting. It's got this dark navy velvet material on the outside, and on the inside has this bright sky satin lining inside of it. And you're kind of like putting it on. You're like, oh, okay. And you're kind of looking around. It has this nice big hood that you put on, and as you put it on, there's like a slight little fin coming out of the top of it. And as you kind of like splaying out the cloak, you kind of notice that the ends of the cloak kind of come out to a curved point. And as you're looking at this, it has a little tag on it, kind of an itemized tag. And you are holding up a cloak of the manta ray. So while wearing this cloak, with its hood up, you can breathe underwater, and you can have a swimming speed of 60 feet. Pulling the hood up or down requires an action.
How much gold does it cost?
It doesn't have a price tag on it.
Oh.
But either way, you're getting 20% off.
I
I was
gently
going to say, I don't know
fold
how much
it.
gold I have.
Yeah, I gently fold it and then walk over to its ilia.
Yes.
How much is this?
Oh, that's there. That price. Let me go see. And comes up and looks up a list of things to do and says, okay, this one here, this one's going to be around 600 gold pieces.
And
the rest
she,
The rest
You
of you
have-
generally
you have
have
a
like
job.
around 1,000 gold on you.
Okay. Dope.
I was gonna say,
Very
Ramira,
nice.
Ramira has a job.
I have a job.
I have a community.
Okay. Flex a little, Honda.
I have a tab.
I have trauma. Does that count?
Yeah, that's what I have.
I have
How much
we have
is that
trauma.
That, I think, hang on one moment, please. And she goes over to Mr. Fiend and goes, I would like this.
Oh, would you?
You said you have a tab.
Right, it's right here. You see, this is considered a tab. If you yank on it, it will make me do things. However, you do have an income, dearie.
You cannot blame me for trying. And she goes back over and gives her 600 gold.
Oh, she has learned from you, Fiend. I see.
Is that 600 gold with the discount?
Very close.
Takes the gold from you. Thank you so much, dear. I hope you like that item. It's pretty fun when you put the hood up, I must say. I know we don't have a lot of lakes or anything like that per se, but, you know, as your job kind of takes you around the strange places, you might find it handy.
Just
At least
swim around the boat.
in a nice wagon boat.
It's like the nice wagon boat.
I can see it.
Don't test her. She might.
Okay, so that was who was the next one up? That was
John was.
John, what was your roll?
15.
15. Okay. So on a 15, you find a potion
Ooh, oh.
that's kind of a long, big potion, and it has sort of half of a forearm and a giant fist, and it's huge, like almost the size of like Andre the Giant's fist, in this murky green, liquidy water, almost like brine, almost. Kind of holding it
I've
up.
played this game before.
And you're kind of holding it up and shaking it around. You look at the tag, and it says Potion of Hill Giant Strength.
Ooh.
Ooh. I walk up. It was Ilya, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ilya, this potion. It reminds me of something that I drank that saved my life one time.
Oh, right, the scary green monster story. Oh, you've told us that many times.
Yes, I didn't know you had something so reminiscent of.
Yes, well, I'd actually just procured that not that long ago, and when I came across this item, I thought exactly of you.
Oh, you sneaky devil.
So
How
you're looking
much?
to procure this? Well, it's hard to put a price on the leader of Wagons community. I mean, honestly, for you, I'll give you a little, the discount that we talked about at one time. Just 200 gold for you, but please don't tell anybody else. I don't want to show them giving favoritism to the leader of Wagons community. You know what I'm saying?
Looks over his shoulder both ways. Puts his 200 gold on the table.
Thank you, sir. And might I say, next time, your mate, possibly, when you're voting in the board members of the next pie eating contest, if I might maybe have a seat on that. I've been working on my recipe pretty hard, and I feel I got a good knowledge of these things, and it'd be kind of nice to be able to have a part in that. I've been voted out a couple times. I'm not really sure why, but anything that you could
say no more. Armand could use a chance to lose a couple pounds.
That's true. If you could grease the wheels, as they say, I'd really appreciate it.
I love my country. I mean community. I have no intention of expanding. Don't worry.
You see a mirror in the corner going, "Cut it! Don't not the C word."
You got the 200 gold over. You take the potion of Hill Giant Strength.
Oh my god.
And then who was next? Ivy?
Yep.
Maybe.
What was your total and what was Ben's total?
I got a 16.
I got a 20 because it was 18 plus 2.
Gotcha. Okay. So, Ivy, 17.
Can we just appreciate this music? Yeah, let us yes. This music is so good.
It's a vibe. I love it.
It is, I'm vibing over here.
Music provided by producer extraordinaire Jordy Rose. And
Yeah.
Thank you, Jordy.
DM of the Dicecream campaign. So.
Wow.
Yes. Jordy is a man of many talents that we greatly appreciate.
Absolutely.
Woo.
So you also are kind of going into the potions section as well. That Mr. Fiend was kind of looking around at that giant fist and that huge bottle. You go over and you look at another similar, smaller vial, potion bottle, I'll say. Big bottom at sort of big at the bottom, small top with a cork in it. You're kind of looking at it, and it's kind of a very translucent, dull, orangey color, kind of like orange soda. Kind of pick it up. When you pick it up, it's really warm. And you're like, oh, okay. And you're kind of looking at it, and you can make out these faint little sort of sparkly elements inside of it. And you kind of shake it a little bit, and it kind of starts to boil like water, almost. And as you're kind of shaking it around, Illy's like, "Oh, sorry, dearie, no, don't. I don't think you should be shaking that right now. That's a bit of a sensitive potion that I've had in the shop for a little while. It's a potion of fire breathing, you see. So you might want to just calm it down with the shaking of those things."
Oh.
Okay. Just don't shake it too hard. You might even want to, if you're planning to hold that bottle for a long time, you want to put gloves on. I can get a bit on the hotter end.
I can handle the heat. On the tag, just as caution, after drinking this potion, you may be subject to fire breath. So she kind of shrugs. She's like, "How much is this?"
"Oh, this one here, dearie. This is kind of a hard potion to find, around these parts in the middle of the snowy tundra. But of course, I'll give you the same discount that I gave your friend there." And kind of looks it up and down, brings out that same sheet that kind of itemizes everything. It's like, this one is about, say, 800 gold. It's a bit pricey for the potion, but, fire in a snowy environment is very well sought after if you can get my drink.
I appreciate that. And that she slides the gold pieces across to her.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate it, dear.
Absolutely.
And Ben, roll a 20.
I did.
So once again, looking through all of these different globes, different parchments and everything, you see 4 little statues. Almost look like dolls. Like a doll that somebody had made like as a kid or something like that. And there's 3 of them are almost stone-like, but one of them is a bit more of a brighter color. They're just kind of in a Ken doll position, just arms and legs straight out. They're wearing like this straw, like dress almost, like the torso and the waist are covered by straw, and their faces they're not like a face of a human. They're like almost look like a mask, just like a smooth, like the outline of the mask is like this oval shape.
Oh, I hate it.
It's a smooth covering. The one that has the rest of these are stones. They don't have any color, but the one that does have color has kind of like a red V coming down from here, and then 2 red lines that kind of are angular and interject and meet with each other. And they're all wearing these kind of like sun hats, like these straw hats, and they look tropical, maybe tribal in nature. But I'm gonna get you to make what's your passive perception again?
Passive perception is 10.
10. Roll a perception check.
Oh no. Damn it. I rolled it against my keyboard and I rolled a 2.
2, okay. So you're just kind of like, it just seems odd that there's 3 stone statues here and one that's colorful. It just like is odd. Like, why aren't they all stone? It's weird to you. But these don't have any tags on them.
What?
Why?
What are these things?
Oh, those. Actually, that's it's very weird that you ask me that. I actually found those on a little expedition mission not that long ago. As you see, exporting and importing is a very hairy business, and sometimes we have to hire people to help, protect the caravan as they go from place to place. And I found these things near a big oak tree in the middle of the snowy tundra. But, I have to do a bit further studying. I just brought these in around 2 days ago, but they're very interesting. They're old, ancient. They're not from anywhere around here, that's for certain. They could be a part of some old civilization, maybe. That is my thing, as Mr. Fiend knows. I talk on and on and on about different civilizations all the time. But
Tarek absolutely loves old civilizations. He would love if you were to bend an ear about the topic.
Oh, you don't say. Have you heard the tale of the Calamity from Wildmount? It's quite an epic story.
No, I haven't, but I believe we are quite busy today, so we should probably
That's
continue.
okay. So, but at the first time, there were elder gods, you see. They existed before everything else that existed.
I would like to cast
There was-
Sending.
So, funny enough, as Ilya is kind of talking to you, you kind of behind your hand go to kind of flick your wrist to cast Sending. It doesn't work.
Oh no. oh no. Not good.
Why?
Are you asking the Furball or you're asking?
Oh, I was like, were you asking?
No, I'm asking you. Why? Why have you done this to me, Kevin? Why?
You don't know why.
He's a little taken aback by that because he was sending a message to Fiend to be like, I fucking hate you. But then he's like,
I think you can gather
Why is
that
that
from
not
your
working?
eyes alone. You don't have to Sending to.
oh, I thought he walked away. He motioned that he walked away. So I was like,
I'm pretty sure he knew you were going to give him that.
Oh, yeah. I was expecting something.
yeah, no, he's just a little taken aback by that. He's like, strange that doesn't work. I'll question it. No one saw it. It's fine. Yeah, I would just continue with the story then. Or?
Well, you can keep like you asked her about the little dolls, and she said she had just found them. That they
So-
look like they could be valuable from an ancient civilization. Not sure what they do or how they work or anything.
No idea. Can I make an Arcana check or something? See if I
Sure.
can work out what they do. Oh my god! It's a 4 plus
4.
2, 6.
Yeah, and unfortunately,
well.
this is nothing. This like just looking at it and just looking at the dressing, the artistry of these dolls. You have no idea where these are from. You've never seen anything like this. It doesn't resemble any part of the world that you're familiar with.
Buy him.
So I just hear that from across the shop.
Buy it.
Feed my community.
I don't.
Feed me.
Seymour. Feed me, Seymour.
I don't even know what they do. How much you're even charging for them?
Oh, well, these, I have not done much research on them quite yet, but, if these things are from possibly some undiscovered civilization that nobody's seen before, these could be priceless. Potentially. It's not every day you come across a relic that an excavator such as myself doesn't recognize. It'd be on the steep side for me. Unless this is something that Mr. Fiend himself would be interested in.
Fiend?
What's that, dearie? What can I do for you?
I was talking to you.
No, I know.
Makes a face. It's like, having Fiend back. Of course. These doll things, statues.
Why are you playing with dolls?
I'm not. What? friend here is saying they might be from some ancient civilization, might be a little bit on the pricey side. Do you want them? I don't particularly have a use for them, but if they may be of some value and worth looking into.
I mean, I would definitely take them if you're buying.
I don't want to come between friends.
No. This is very much their normal. It's okay.
He's always like this.
No. You both are always like this.
What do you mean? I'm not doing anything. He's
You better make a choice.
You're better than this, Tarek.
Yep.
Ilya, how much would you charge us for that? For those dolls?
Well, it's a bit on the pricey side, but you know, if you could, I just procured these, but maybe I could loan you one. Just on the off chance you may discover something about them. I know you're a very, very smart man. I mean, you came up with all of this. I can only imagine that if I can't see something, that maybe you are able to suss out a detail that I am just not seeing.
Yes. Well, financially borrowing, or just give it to Mr. Fiend and he gets to walk around with it until he figures it out.
I'll tell you what, we'll do a bit of a loan, or a bit of collateral. Does your friend have anything that maybe he could just let me hold on to while he holds on to this relic?
He is a glaive.
No. What glaive? It disappears.
It doesn't. You
Wait,
go in front of Ilya and go,
That
what glaive? And you just do this, and it's just on your back, not going anywhere.
I go, that one.
I bring up my package that has already been purchased of the Cloak of the Manta. Mr. Fiend, if you would like that, I will get it for you. And she puts the cloak up as collateral.
Oh no!
As I look to see the glaive is still on my back, I notice the pin. I'm like, what? How? Just pick it off.
Farrell's not.
And
Farrell acts like it's not her, of course. She's looking at something else.
Oh, I thought I'd take it off, look at you, and you just be like,
no. Oh no, Farrell's
put it back on the front. Just
You better figure out what you're doing.
I will definitely take the. I mean, if that's what you want, dear, you just paid for this. I'm happy to take it as collateral if that is okay with you. You'll get it back, of course.
No.
Deal! Snatches the doll.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Is this the colorful one?
If you wanted, which one did you want? The colorful one, the stone one?
The one that's not like the rest of them. One of these is not like the other.
The colorful one, sure.
In more ways than one.
Snatch up this doll.
Mr. Fiend pulls out a sack of coins and goes, I put up 200 gold collateral.
As well? Oh, that's very kind of you, sir. Thank you so much.
Well,
takes the gold coin,
I can't expect my employee to get everything for me.
Oh my god.
I guess that is true, isn't it? Well, enjoy the rest of your stay here in Wagons community. I assume you're all coming to the big celebration tonight. 1,000 wagons sold.
Yeah,
yes. Very excited.
Yep.
I think after this we'll most likely take a rest, considering it has been quite a day.
Yes, it is. I'm sure it was a lot of hardship for your friends to just magically pop up here. Anyway.
They're not used to teleporting.
Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you later tonight.
Goodbye.
You all leave the shop. Ting, ting, cling, cling, cling. Did you just put the doll in your pocket there, Mr. Fiend?
Yeah, just kind of overlooking wherever I'm going.
I shall call him Tiny Fiend.
Him.
I shall call him Tim.
So you have the other areas to search around for. If you like, you can head back. If you are getting tired, you could head back to the end. Up to you. You can keep exploring or settle in.
There's an apothecary across the way. Armand runs it. Rather rotund person. Wonderful wares, though. We could also have a bite to eat over in the drinking horse area, or, of course, finally put in for a nap before the festivities this evening.
A food and drink would probably be a good idea.
Wonderful idea, Farrell. Shall we go?
What?
So you head over to the drinking horse for food?
I just look at Farrell like...
I put my hand in my pocket to to reach for any other gold coins I have and find the rock that's there. Damn it! Yeet thine rock.
Yeet thine rock.
No.
You old
Goddamn rock.
leading the way.
Goddamn rocks.
So for Mira leading the way,
You think it's funny? I broke a fingernail.
Has a nail file.
Okay. All right.
I have fixed your nail.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
God, makes the right noises. A wizard with a nail file.
Ramira leads you out of the marketplace, and again, walking around the center giant wagon with the moat encasing it, walking around to make your way towards the drinking horse, where you first arrived and kind of went by. And as you get closer, you kind of see it is like an amalgamation of different various taverns and inns kind of smushed together, almost like, and it kind of has this concrete rise from the ground. So there's like concrete stairs that go up. And again, there's kind of various kind of mishmash of hallways and pathways kind of intersecting all together. But as you go up towards the drinking horse, there's this nice lacquered wooden horse underneath, like with 2 pint glasses on either side of it. And it says the drinking horse underneath. And then over to next to that is another entrance, and it says Ruby's Inn next to the tavern as well, because why not have the sleeping quarters next to where everyone gets effed up? Makes sense for the Wagons community.
I believe there's a drinking establishment called Ruby's Nest somewhere around here.
Next door.
Next door. Ah! Ha ha! Let's go.
Great, I love it.
Fiend.
All right.
Fiend, how much of this did you design yourself?
I don't know. Half of it, a quarter of it, all of it. I don't remember. You know,
named
there
all
was,
the places, I can tell.
there were a lot of conversations that I would normally have. All I remember really is that everything is going according to plan. All of it is going according to plan.
So, stepping through. Another.
He's hiding something.
You see, like, kind
I
of
was also
these stained glass windows kind of adoring the front of it. It resembles much like an old traditional English pub. And you see these stained glass windows on the sides, and there's like sort of the design of a ruby etched into the stained glass. Nice, like, dark red ruby on each side. And you open the door, again, a bell, ting, 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 ting. And you go in, and there's various people kind of sitting at different tables of 2 and 4. You see a gnome woman with like 6 pints, 3 in each hand, walking around with this smock, curly, frizzled hair, kind of bags under her eyes, like they've been working quite a long time, but you know, business is business. It's kind of just this pub is kind of open 24/7, but they're spry and they're a bit older looking, but they walk in and you notice kind of on one side of the tavern, there's kind of half the people kind of sitting in the shade away from the light that's kind of coming in from the window. And on that side, kind of one half of the room is filled with candles because it's a bit darker in here, kind of like how more traditional pubs are like. On one side, there's candles kind of lighting the outer edge. And then as you go to the other side, there is an empty fireplace and a few other people kind of sitting relatively in the dark. They don't have their candles there yet. You can maybe surmise that she's just starting to put out candles. But she kind of lays out a couple at the end of the wall on a couple of tables. And then everyone just kind of turns around in unison. Hey! And then Ruby kind of pipes up, "Oh, look, if it ain't the leader of Wagons community and Ramira! Hey!" And everyone's kind of clapping and welcoming you inside. And like
thank you, everyone.
The small little hobbit or halfling puts down the glasses, waddles over to you with his huge hairy feet. "Oh, hello, how you doing? Good to see you," and just kind of hugs your leg.
I try to do my best downward hug motion without extending my knee to her. It's good to see you, Ruby. How has business been?
Oh, business is good. We try our best. But, Wagons community, grease them wheels. People love to drink. And then just kind of waddles around. He's like, come sit down. Pick your spot. We got some space over on that side beside the fireplace. Just put down 10 candles over here. But help yourself. And just kind of waddles back on the other side of the counter. And around this time, it's kind of like lunchtime. It's like 12:31 in the afternoon. So there's a lot of people who are kind of coming from the shops and nearby to kind of get some food and drink. You also notice, Mr. Fiend and Ramira, you're seeing a couple new faces as well. A few people that you haven't recognized around the community. And Ruby, as she's going around that front desk, that front countertop is like, we got some new people in today. It's been keeping me real busy. And just starts pouring in more pints. And if you notice, it's just her. She's the only server, the only bartender. But they are they're happy. Like they're a little tired because they're just overworked a little bit just today because there's just influx of people. Kind of like when those small Maryside like towns get the influx of tourists and they're not fully staffed just yet. Just pouring pints for the new people. Like, we got a lot of new people here today. Oh, God. And just kind of waddles by you guys as you go down and take your seats. Where would you like to sit? Did you want to sit more in the lit area or in the shaded area?
I'm a shady fellow. I think the shady area. What do you think, Farrell?
Say we're edgy.
Tarek and Farrell would immediately choose the darkest corner.
In that moment too, Ramira's actually gonna go help Ruby pick up like the trays for all the new people to like pass out the drinks really quick and then finish up and then come sit down with everybody else. I'm like,
okay. Awesome. So you guys sit down. You're welcome to kind of converse with each other before Ruby comes and takes your order.
So this has been an experience for you two.
Yeah, this is
You could say that.
As you guys sit down, you kind of notice the floorboards are a bit creaky. Like they're kind of spaced in between them not so well. Like there could be some repairs. You're probably thinking that this is probably the first thing that Mr. Fiend built. And just like this is probably like the oldest looking building out of everything else.
The most important thing.
Fiend.
Gotta have booze.
Yeah. Farrell kind of takes a quick look around and then looks at him and she goes, "You have no idea what you're doing, do you?"
Me? Of course I have. That's why I have you, Lee. You, Lee, and me. That's what we say all the time.
Nah.
Fiends.
What? Everything's going wonderful. Wagons community is exactly how I envisioned it. It's making money. We've sold 1,000. We're celebrating tonight. If it wasn't going well, why would we be celebrating?
Fiend.
You keep saying that. You keep saying it's not convincing.
What else could you possibly want from me?
Did you guys want to
Ramira.
roll insight?
Yes.
Yes. The unified yes.
Say Ramirez. Yes, Mr. Fiend.
Tell them that everything is fine here.
Everything is fine here.
You sound like there is no war in Boston.
What was it? Insight?
Yeah.
22.
22. Okay.
21.
So you guys looking at him straight, like it's been a while since you've seen your friend, Mr. Fiend. Ramira, also you're just getting to know, but you're still a little like, what is this? Is this on the level? You're not really too sure. You kind of look him in the eye to suss out, like if you're saying it's truthful. It is. He's telling you the truth. He's not lying to you. He's not trying to deceive you. He's genuinely telling what he believes is true.
Everything is fine here.
That doesn't make it better.
Listen, it's been a rough travel. Drinks, food, whatever you want is on me.
That's very kind of you, friend.
Well, if I didn't have friends, where else would I be?
Dead.
I was about to say.
For the first time, I agree with your little assistant friend.
Very
I'm not
accurate.
little, actually. I'm pretty tall for a human person.
It's actually taller than Farrell. Okay,
He blinks, just like, that's not what I meant.
She doesn't blink. She's still looking at you, but she doesn't
Yep.
blink.
Ruby, what's on special today?
And as
Puts
Ruby
on cheaters.
kind of waddles over with the serving tray high in the air at waist level for all of you. And it waddles over and it's like, oh, special, we got our Wagons community lager on special for around 5 gold pieces. We've got our Wagons community mead that we'll have tasters of today. So that's only a 1 gold piece there. We have our Wagons community steak. Very, very rare cut that we just cut up earlier today. So we got like steak sandwiches. You can get a medium rare by itself, whatever you like.
Everybody good for steaks, mead, and lager?
Sounds good to me.
I would like an apple juice, please, Ruby.
Oh, an apple juice. Oh, no problem. We forgot that you don't like to drink too much there. Okay.
Kate is so happy right now.
I was just about to say. Yes, this is beautiful.
We'll be right back. Won't be a moment's notice. And you go back.
Thank you.
As you're sitting kind of in this shaded area, everyone around you it's kind of a weird mishmash of people. Like, there's like half of the people are kind of lively and talking and a little bit more animated, and like there's another half of them that are kind of more calmer in demeanor, not suspicious or creepy in any way. It's just like they just seem like a little bit more tired, just like taking a load off, that kind of thing.
Very cool, very cool.
But you are currently sitting in kind of a darker area, so it is a little hard to kind of just make out your surroundings a little bit. There's like menus kind of at your table as well. You kind of try to read them.
I can see perfectly.
Does everyone have dark vision here?
Yeah.
I have special dark vision I can't remember the name of.
Devil Sight.
Devil's Sight. I have Devil's Sight.
Oh, nice.
I don't think
Nope.
so.
I was gonna say, Ramira is human, as far as we're aware.
As far
Yes.
as we're aware.
So,
How dare.
Thor.
Don't how dare me.
Yeah.
This news comes quite as a shock to me. Where have you been the last 6 months?
6 months? Well, first 3 months I was on an off mission. Spent time with this one, building a home. And
Yes, that's right.
it's a good time. But last 3 months things have been getting more difficult. I've been on mission for, well, a while now. Literally only just managed to come back for the first time in 3 months. So, been all over the realms. Alfheim most recently. Well, Asgard, but before that, Alfheim.
Does Asgard still have those massive celestial chickens that fly around the bridge?
Sure.
Celestial chickens.
The celestial.
Are you trying to say chocobos, John?
The celestial chickens.
Look
They're-
at all them.
Chicken.
Whatever was flying around that rainbow bridge that I didn't like.
Yeah, because Mr. Fiend looked over and said, "Look, they also can fly."
Yes, they were.
Interesting. Well, my condolences to Thor if I didn't give it enough. Maybe we should have one drink to him. Or several.
Perhaps so.
Or several.
I think you will have several anyway, Fiend, if I know you at all.
To
But-
Valhalla.
As you say that, Ruby kind of comes down with 3 massive pints, 1 skinny tall glass of apple juice. There you go, dearies. Enjoy yourself. No, it's not gonna work. Enjoy yourself. That's what it runs out.
So
Julia, where did you come from?
No. Enjoy yourself. I'll be right back. Get food. And runs and waddles away.
Thank you, Ruby.
As you guys all clink to Thor, in the middle of talking, kind of when Ruby came over to you to drop off the drinks, you notice one of the patrons, one of the newer residents, kind of comes over to one of the tables near the fireplace. And it's just like, brings out 2 stones to kind of like make a spark together over there's just like dry wood in the fireplace, but it's not lit. He walks over and he's like, "Oh, I'm just getting a little chilly here, guys. So if you don't mind, I'm just gonna have a little bit of a fire going on here." A little tiny flame kind of emits in the hearth of the fireplace. Immediately, half of the tavern and Ruby all just knock over chairs, stand up, and it's sudden ordinance, knocks over a table. The tray that she was on with your food just falls down, and they all just look straight at the guy that lit the fire and the flame. And he's just,
Well,
what?
that wasn't to plan.
What's
Fiend,
going
what
on?
is this?
Why are you guys staring at me this way? What's wrong? I just wanted to just warm. I wanted to get warm. What's
Fiend? Fiend?
I have no idea what's happening.
Fiend. What do you mean you don't have any idea what's happening?
And Ruby kind of comes over and says, "Oh, it's okay, everyone. Calm down. Let's just put that out there." And she kind of comes over to like a bucket of soot of black sand and just quickly just puts it out and is like, kind of takes the hand of the newcomer. "It's okay, friends. It's okay. Calm down. The fire's out. Everyone, just go back to normal. It's okay. Just kind of patting the hand, and it's like, "It's okay, dear. You didn't understand. Look, we had a bit of an incident recently with one of the houses catching on fire, and it's just a sensitive subject for a lot of the residents here in Wagons community. So we tend just to not want to be near the fire at all recently. If that's okay with you, if you're warm, I can try to bring over some warm stones, perhaps that have boiled water or something like that. Maybe perhaps a hot towel. But it's okay. It's fine. It's water under the bridge. Everyone, calm down. It's okay." It just kind of, the guy's just really freaked out as everyone just daggers in his eyes as she kind of calms down the patron and puts him back to his seat.
Well, that was interesting.
Ruby, I knew that we were a little cautious of fires lately, but I didn't know it was so severe.
Oh yes. You know, Mr. Fiend, that fire was just a horrible sight. I mean, people died, and it was just a really big slight on the community. We just rather kind of try to get past it and forget it. And
What started the fire?
I don't know. That's kind of why we have that curfew in effect from the bandits. That's what we assume kind of came into the community and might have started some mischief. I mean, we are in a kind of a desolate place. There are
How
entities.
would bandits get past those walls?
I mean, I don't know. You'd have to ask the bandits.
Perhaps we should. Looks around at everyone, kind of like, well, perhaps we should.
It's okay. You didn't know. There's just a fire ban going on right now. So best just to not light any fires or candles or anything. It just gets people a little worked up, you know? But I'll come. I'm sorry your food kind of fell on the floor there, but I'll come get you a fresh one. Don't worry.
The chaotic, like, Tarek's being totally calm, but the chaotic part of my brain is just like, I have a firebolt cantrip. Do, 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 do. He's not thinking that, but I'm thinking that.
Hey, Miss Fiends, you didn't mention anything about a fire.
Yes, you see, I still light fires in my fireplace because I'm in the center of town surrounded by water. But I simply forgot.
You simply forgot?
Yes, it was one building.
Which
And
building?
How did it happen?
Well, we think bandits. We think
No.
bandits.
No, you're smarter than that. Fiend.
Well, when you think about the grand scale of the last year adventuring with you all, one small fire didn't really pop up on my radar as much as the chaos that I've been through lately. I've been distracted, you see.
Or perhaps you've been distracting yourself.
The museum needs to get done. Also, having Yu Li here, she takes a lot of the stress off of my plate.
Almost too much.
But celebration is in a few hours. We finish our food and our drinks. We have a good time. We forget about this mishap.
Sure.
You're not worried?
Me?
These are your people, after all.
One fire. We have taken precautions to strengthen our defenses. We have added more guards along the wall. Bandits should not be getting in anymore. We have said our peace to the families of those who have died in the fire.
Your people are terrified. That's not how people react to fire normally.
Well, some of the more terrified ones have taken a break here and there, and they've come back, and everything seems to be going swimmingly for them. So I find that as we move through this in the future, more people will come. Right, Ramir? They'll come to see it as an accident or a misfortunate circumstance, because fire can be our friend as well. Anyways, we should enjoy our...
I know that you have... Pharaoh kind of like shushes Carrick for a second. Right. I know that you have a lot of stress over the preparation for your celebration. So
Yes.
let's set this to the side and enjoy our meal.
That would be good.
Perhaps,
Come on, it's been so long. You guys, you see demons where there are none now. The Prince of Frost is dead. Let's enjoy and revel in higher spirits for successes of our future.
I see demons everywhere I go, Fiend. You might not see them, but I do.
Yes, I've stopped. I no longer have nightmares. So,
Red
to Thor?
nightmares?
To Thor.
So you all.
So, no, Pharaoh
No? Okay.
doesn't drink. Because the last time she did,
That's right.
no,
A nice
Pharaoh,
little dream landscape.
Pharaoh pushes the drink
Sus.
away from her. So she toasts, but she puts it down.
Bad luck not to drink after a toast. However, I do remember the last time that we all drank in a strange place.
I'd rather not go through that again.
Oh, celebration should be shortly. Is there anything that you'd like to do to get ready for it? Maybe check into the inn, freshen up, change.
Checking into the inn would be lovely. I'd love to check.
Yes.
What attire would you prefer, Mr. Fiend? It's your celebration after all.
Semi-formal.
Semi-formal. I can manage.
This is semi-formal.
Shush.
What?
Shut up.
All right, Ramiro, would you
As
mind?
you say this, that same gentleman who was trying to light the fire has a pocket of matches, and he goes to take a couple candles over to him because he's cold, and just starts to light them one on one. And as he does that, he lights them again. The people who were kind of nervous about the fire are all looking at him as he's huddled a couple candles over him. He starts lighting them, and it's getting tense. And then one guy just goes, gets up from his seat and goes over and goes, "What did I tell you about the fire? She said to put it out and you're not listening!" Grabs him and throws him on the ground.
Tara goes over.
Smacking into his face. You go over. Another patron grabs your back and slams you to the ground. Everyone roll initiative.
Oh no! I was gonna say Ramiro goes over to help the guy.
God.
Natural 1.
Chris,
Can I,
13.
as he tries to grab me and throw me to the ground, can I not like contest strength check?
Yeah, we'll do a strength contested check. I'm just doing initiative first.
Yeah, that way he can get it out of the way.
Oh shit! Okay. All right.
Making trouble in my town.
My
That's a
dice
good
are
bar.
rolling too many 18s today.
I got a 15.
21. So 18 plus 3.
13.
I was literally on an 18. I rolled. It landed on 18 again.
Ooh.
Sus. My dice are sus.
So sus.
So sus.
Okay. So let me just roll these now.
Ramiro would probably like head over to the newbie and try to protect him. Like, you are hurting him.
Okay. 25 to 20.
21.
21.
Yeah, 18 plus 3.
Okay. 20 to 15.
I think
Ivy is not here. I don't know.
she put 15.
Yeah, she put 15.
Okay. So 20 to 15, 15 to 10.
15.
Me.
15.
I'm 13.
13. Okay. And John?
3.
3.
That sounds about right, though.
Yes, it does. He probably didn't get up right away. Like, just
My drink.
So if you guys want to go to your Roll20 screen, you should see
Oh,
Tavern there.
I need to open that. Oh. Ah.
I just imagine Mr. Fiend sitting cross-legged at the table, just like sort of turning out a bit. Oh, what? Okay. I'll sit here. You guys go ahead.
Well, no, this is quite a shock to you as well, Ramira, and to you, Mr. Fiend. This is like, what the, that you've never seen this aggression displayed in Wagons community before. Like, this is really odd. Like, you heard rumors, you were aware of the fire, and you were aware that people in the community were really sensitive to it and don't like to talk about it or don't like to be, some of them just don't even like to be around fire
But
at
this
all.
is a strange reaction.
Yeah, this is a really, you've never seen anyone respond this aggressively before.
Right.
Let's see here.
I was gonna say, wherever the new guy who's being hit is probably where Ramiro would be standing over by.
Yeah, so the new guy.
Oh, look at him.
Bad boy hours. He just wants to be warm.
He's gonna hit from here. And as this had this commotion, as soon as he dragged him and just pummeled down on him, everyone, like half the bards went, oh, and just like ran off. Like they came for like Firefest, and then like this awful hulking brawl just started emanating. They all left except for the residents who Ramira and you Fiend recognize have been here for a while, and they're just staying around. And so Ben will do contested strength to see if one of the bandits pulls you down as you rush over.
Bandits.
I'm gonna put myself.
Oh, sorry, that's
Okay.
just what I'm using for the stat block. But
Oh, okay. I was going to say, you said
They're
one of
not-
the
they're
bandits
not
like,
Bandits.
oh, yikes. Probably not.
But
So,
yeah.
it's a 12.
19, natural
Fuck.
19. So you go over to run past one of them and hits you down, pulls you down to the ground. So you are considered prone.
So is that my turn? Or
You were going to skip a turn to get back up. As this person,
Cool.
as soon as you left the table, someone just grabs you and puts you back down on the floor.
okay. So wait, can I not do anything then? Oh,
Not in this first round. You'll have to wait until the next round.
okay. Fair enough.
Your action. Or
All
wait,
right.
no. Hold on. Do-do-do-do. Sorry, your movement's just 0. My bad. Your movement's just 0.
Crap.
So you
Can
start the
I-
turn, but your movement's 0.
Okay, so I can't like try and get up or anything.
Well, on your turn, you can try to get up. It's just that your movement's 0.
Fair. I will use half. Is it half my movement to get up?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I will stand up, and then this guy that's just pushed me over,
Mhm.
I will just grab like. In fact, no, I won't even put my hands on him. I will just
Yeah,
Get in
he's not grappled you. He's just grabbed the back of your coat and just slammed you on the ground. But he's not grappled you. He just kind of like stopped you from going over there.
I will get up
Mhm.
and again just get in his face,
Yeah.
and my eyes are just gonna burn like a much deeper like fiery orange than they already are. So I use thermatology.
Humanity.
Scary
Got it.
spell. Thermaturgy. That's the one. Thermaturgy.
Love that guy.
Yeah. I love that guy. It's my favorite guy. And I'm just gonna like, yeah, my eyes are gonna like burn like a deep like orange, like they are flames themselves. And just my voice is just gonna like boom a little more, and I'm just gonna say, back off.
So, as you go through the usual motions of trying to cast Thermatology, you kind of look at him and you are thinking in your mind's eye, like big, deep, booming voice. You go to him, back off! Back! It's not working.
Do I still intimidate him though? Somewhat.
Your Thermatology is not working. You can try to
Can I
intimidate
just?
him
Yeah.
by
yeah.
being friends, but that
Yeah, I'm gonna keep with it, even though the spell itself doesn't work. I'm gonna be confused that that's not working, but I'm keeping straight faced. I'm still trying to intimidate him just normally.
Sure, roll intimidation.
All right. 11
decently.
plus 11's not great. That's plus 9, so 20.
20. Okay, so this dude here, this simple looking villager is just kind of coming at you like just kind of like thinking about it for a second, and is like and is just
Try me, bitch.
holding an action because he's like, oh fuck, this person might not be a person to fuck with. So he's not gonna attack you directly in this first turn.
Fair enough.
He's staving off a little bit. Okay, is that all you want to do?
That trying to do that cantrip would count as my action, right?
Yep.
All right. There's not really anything else I can do, so no, that's me done.
Moving on to Ivy.
I was just looking at what I've got. God. Let's see. Hold on. Let me look at the roleplay. There's so many of them. Are all of them in the initiative? Because it's a lot of people. God. Okay. 1, 2.
That's worrying. Uh-oh.
God, there's 12 of them. Okay. So is the individual that they attacked right there, like beside us? Is that where he would be?
So the person that got attacked is this individual.
Oh, is that one? Okay, I was just making sure. Okay,
as Tarek got up in his seat and tried to rush over, this guy over here grabbed him by his neck and
okay. So is this individual over here still being attacked or messed with?
There is someone over him just going.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna head that direction then. Here. 1. Let's see. Where can I move to? 1, 5, 10, 15. Is this spot?
So if you're passing by those people, they will get opportunity attacks on you.
Oh no.
That's true. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go.
Yeet over the table.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
30, okay. So there's someone kind of on top of him, just you rush over to him.
Yeah. Let me see here. Oh no. Because are these like just humans? These were just patrons at the bar. So
these are just patrons, but as you are kind of looking at them, some of them are pulling out daggers.
Oh, okay. Well, that changes things.
Some of them have daggers, some of them have scimitars. Like, people have weapons here. They sell weapons in Wagons community. You saw, you could, when you pass by the downtown area.
I thought they sold wagons.
That doesn't mean they're peaceful.
Wagons with knives on the side.
Wagons with knives.
Chariots. We specialize
just
in
gonna
war
say.
chariots.
Oh, that's concerning. Okay, all right. Since I don't want to like immediately kill them, but I do want to get this person off of him, I'm just gonna pull out my sickle and kind of aim for his shoulder and stab him in the side of the shoulder just to get him to stop.
Yeah, sure. Go for it. Roll an attack.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. That's a 19 plus 3. So.
Oh yeah, he's way too busy just trying to pound this guy, and you just run over, take out the sickle, and just nail him right on the back shoulder.
1. Okay, so that's 4 damage.
4 damage. Okay.
4 damage.
Okay. So yeah, you go onto him, hit him in the back, and he just kind of falls off to the side, and the man has just got bloody, like blood coming down his nose, his eye is starting to get a bit swollen, like he's just getting fucked up.
Will it take an action to like pull him behind me?
I'll give it a free action for you.
Okay. I want to like gently as I can quickly grab him and kind of move him to behind me so that they have to face me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
pull him beside you.
Yeah.
Get back! As these people are kind of like have knives out and like pulling out scimitars, and they're just kind of like they've just gone into this freeze mode that you just don't understand.
Yeah.
Is that your turn?
Yep. That'll be my turn.
Okay, Saf.
Okay. So is there any specific assailant at this moment, or did that guy officially back off for sure?
They're not backing off per se.
Okay.
Ivy or Farrell just got that guy off of him and has this person behind the back and is just
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna come up, let's see, 5, 10, 15. I'm gonna come up here and also wedge myself in between, and she'll have her mace out straight forward, and she'll look at him dead in the face, and then her eyes are gonna shift for a second, and it's gonna cost her the action, but her eyes are gonna shift from her brown, like dark black color to like bright red cat eyes. And she'll hold out the mace and just say, "You do not want to continue this, friend." And as a bonus action, I believe I can cast a healing spell, which would be my... Oh, no, it's not going to let me do that. Okay, never mind. So I'm not going to bonus action anything. And she'll just kind of hold her action in case he starts something. Then she'll attack him with her mace. But that's it. And I will roll the intimidation roll that goes with the eye morphing at the same time. Cool. That is going to be a sweet, sweet 26.
Woo! Yeah, you're this like nice sort of Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy demeanor just suddenly changes, and it's like fucking let's go serious mode. And this just look on Ramira's face comes over her that you all have not even been witness to, and pulls out the mace, and it's just that same intimidating presence that Tarek and Farrell gave to the rest of the patrons. And the rest of you who are able to notice the eyes change from black to just red cat eyes. And you're just like, whoa, what the, like, you have not seen her do this. Like, you would just assume they were human. This is just like, what the fuck is this place? What the fuck have we gotten ourselves into? And you guys are just kind of like freaking out a little bit internally.
Ramira kind of sus.
We're kind of sus, guys.
After that, we have the bandits. So this one here was going to engage, but again, just not really sure what to do as Ramira is telling them to back off. This guy over here, though, is going to come and try to take a swipe at you.
Watch the walnut table.
I love how that's Ramira's concern. Watch the table.
She'll have to order new ones.
That is mahogany.
That's an 11.
It misses.
So he just goes over with his dagger. Goes over. You have the mace out, pointed out. Just dodge out of the way and just kind of just back them off a bit, keeping your gaze on the one that you've intimidated, barely even looking at the other person. Just flick them away. Second one over here is going to come up and try to lunge at Mr. Fiend.
What did I do? I'm Mr. Fiend.
Oh, that's a dirty 20.
Ooh.
That'd be a hit.
Okay. So that is going to be... Oh, no, it's just wrong one. 5 points of piercing damage as this dagger just gets into your chest area here. As you turn around, you can hear the footsteps just lunging towards you right in the pack. Almost nearly missing your Wagons community button. All right.
Bastard.
We have this guy over here who's going to engage Tarek from the back as he's trying very carefully to keep others at bay. He's also going to attack with a scimitar this time. Ooh, that is 8.
8 to hit?
Yeah.
No,
bro.
Doesn't hit me.
So scimitar again. You can kind of just hear footsteps coming up behind you, and the creaky floor making it easy to kind of hear where people are coming from as you're like, stand back. Hearing the wind motion of a scimitar, dodge out of the way, kick him in the stomach to keep him at bay. And then the last one.
The last one?
Wow.
Oh, no, there's 4. So we'll come back to Ben, to Tarek.
The one that just tried to slice me? That's this one, right?
This guy here. Oh, the one behind you. Yeah,
that
just slice,
guy.
Just now try to slice you.
That one
Right.
just tried to slice me. Okay. Part of me doesn't wanna openly attack people yet, because I don't want to be. Okay. What to do? What spells do I have? Oh, wait, I can't do them for some reason.
You're like, oh yeah.
That was genuinely my thought process. Like, let's see what spells I have. Oh, wait, for some reason I can't do spells. That's sus. So I could. See, what I could do is I could try and cast darkness, but that won't work, because spells don't work.
You better stop looking at your spells.
Yeah, okay. Right. I'm just gonna... I'm going to hold my action. I'm going to take my glaive off my back. I'm going to hold my action. And if someone tries to attack me... actually, no. I can just take the... can I take the dodge action? Is that a thing? Yeah, okay. Someone tries to attack me, I'm just going to try and dodge it.
Okay.
So how does dodge action work? Remind me. Do I just get advantage or something?
They get disadvantage on their attacks, I believe.
Gotcha. Yeah, fair. I'm going to do that then. Yeah, I'm just going to take the dodge action. Because I'm not wanting to openly attack people right now. Actually, what kind of split right now? Do I want to
Better
move
make your
over to
decision,
you guys? Because if I try and move, I take 2 attacks of opportunity.
Oh.
Unless... Actually, if I disengage, I only disengage from
dodge
1.
action until the start of your next turn. All attacks against you have disadvantage.
Gotcha. Do I want us to be all together, though? No, that means if someone uses a spell, we'll get blasted. I will stay where I am, and I will use the dodge action. That's what I will do. Sorry.
Okay.
I had to consider my options.
That's okay.
I'll just dodge
you
action.
guys have you kicked that guy away from you.
Ready.
Glaive is out. You're just like, get back, and you're just trying to calm.
Yeah.
This situation's on a precipice. Like, they're all not just lunging towards you. You are intimidating enough. You are, of course, the Frostbreakers, a very intimidating adventuring party. So they're just like sussing you out. It's just like boxing. Like, you're all circling around each other. Like, who's gonna make the first move?
I might break frost, but I also know how to break kneecaps.
Okay. Up next, back to Pharaoh. The guy behind you just holding their bloody nose and their rib cage from just being attacked viciously.
The individuals in front of me, are they brandishing weapons? Like, do they act like they're about to stab me?
Some of them have daggers, some of them have scimitars. They're all just like, they just have this presence over them that they, like, you know, like how a usual bar fight breaks out, right? Like, someone just says the wrong thing, tensions get high, and then people just see blood, and they're just like, they just want to fucking murder that guy.
They just want to fight. Based on the previous encounters where Tarek was unable to use his magic, is that something that Farrell would have recognized or picked up on? Or do you think that's something that she would have to try for herself?
Well, unless he
didn't mention it.
He hasn't mentioned it yet. Roll a perception check.
Okay. I just want to make sure before I...
Yeah, because you might pick up on the fact that I didn't use thaumaturgy.
Back away!
Yeah. As someone who is also a fellow tiefling, I feel like you might be like, why didn't he use that?
That's a 21.
Yeah, sounds fucked up. Fucking the magic, the powerful tiefling warlock clearly tried to do something fancy, and he was like visibly like, what the fuck, this isn't working.
Okay, so Farrell, with the information in the back of her mind, is not trying to cast anything. She is pretty sure there's something very suspicious going on that is screwing up their magic. After seeing that, because she knows Tarek to be a caster. So I guess the let's see, because Ramira's handling this individual. It's not paying. The one that's across from Ramira, she's handling that one, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there isn't. I guess I'll move up 5 feet and engage with this individual right here.
Okay.
It's not letting me ping for some reason, but you know which one I mean.
So that one you already hit for 4 damage, right?
Oh, is that the one I already hit? Oh,
yeah.
Step back. Yeah, that one, because he's the one who's actually harming the individual in question. So I guess same action, just kind of, I want to try to, he's not brandishing a weapon, it's just his fist, correct?
He was like punching the dude and then like took out a dagger afterwards.
Okay. My focus is disarming him. Is Farrell's, what she's aiming for is to knock the weapon away from his hand and away from him. So I guess aiming for hand, but not.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a specific way to disarm. I'm just gonna get you to roll an attack, like a strength attack roll, and I'll have a DC in my mind. And if you can get past that, let's say that you can accurately knock it out.
Okay, all right, that's fair. Hold on. That's a 13 only.
not enough. You kind of just see, like, you got the dagger and you kind of just give a bit of a tell when you're squaring off with him. You kind of look at his hand for a second and you look at him and you go, try to swipe it over, but he just puts the dagger in his other hand, just kind of backs away for a second. But you do slash him. You don't hit the thing out of his hand, but you slash the arm that you were aiming for.
Okay.
So roll damage.
Okay. That's.
Oh wait, no, so it was 13, right? Yeah. That hits. Yeah.
Okay.
Just hits.
I did 3 damage.
3 damage?
Yep. Okay. That's a lot more damage than I intended.
That's okay. So you go and just kind of slash at his veins and his arms, and it's kind of a pretty deep wound. It's like, and just holds it, and you kind of starts to see blood kind of protruding pretty fast out of his veins and down his arm as he's just trying to hold it. And this red liquid's just pouring down his hand, starts to like piddle down on the floor.
Okay.
But it hurts, like he's badly wounded.
Even though Farrell messed up and didn't do exactly what she intended, she's still going to stand there and be like, back off, leave now, and I won't have to hurt you anymore.
And just kind of looking at you. Roll another intimidation.
Wait, hold on, what's my intimidation? God, I don't think I've ever had to roll one. That is an 11? Yeah, 11 is all.
11. So you slash him in the arm, just put your weapon out, back off. I'm not kidding. You don't want this to go down this way. Just and just like slowly just getting frustrated and more worked up, and it's just edging towards you.
Okay. Yeah, that was the end of my turn there. So I will end it there.
And we come to Ramira.
Okay. So she still has the mace out, and she's kind of keeping eyes on everybody. Her eyes still look the exact same, and this time she's going to cast Dispel Magic on the room because it covers 120 feet. Because at this point she's like, why are people being so funky? Like, no one is ever like this. So basically I can choose a creature, object, or magical effect within this range, which is 120 feet. And then any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For any spell above 4th level or higher, then the target has to make an ability check using their spellcasting ability, or using my spellcasting ability, and then we'll go from there. So if anything happens, that's kind of what goes on.
So the mace is held out. Everyone's trying to de-escalate the situation, but they just seem to just keep getting angry, and they're just like seeing red. They don't want like there's nothing you can really do. You're keeping them at bay. You're intimidating. It's seeming to work, but it's only a matter of time before someone makes the wrong move and they seem to all converge on you. You just kind of focus, and the pupils on your cat eyes just go like super thin as you concentrate, and this light source starts to sparkle from down your throat past your shoulder. Disappears.
She turns to Mr. Fiend. It's not working. It's not working.
Oh, John, you're muted, I think.
I forgot about that. This could be troublesome.
Her hand like wavers on her mace, basically.
Forgot about what, Fiend?
A bit of anti-magic.
Why, Fiend?
As that happens, the moment he says anti-magic, the door is kicked in, and you see around a 4'7", 4'5" figure, short in stature, big, huge brimmed hat, black bandit sash over their face, pale skin. You see eyes. You make some light blonde hair coming down from their face, elongated, sharp ears, wearing a series of a black duster coat, brown, black leathers, stirrups, big, sturdy boots, fingerless black leather gloves, holding a flamed torch. Reaches into the back of the cloak, shoots at 4 of the bandits, and it kind of lines up. So one shot goes, hits through 3 of them with one bullet. The other one shoots another one in the shoulder, falls down to the ground, shoots the one that was threatening you just now, the one that you sliced with the sword, flips the torch because it has going bam, 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 holsters it, puts over the torch in one hand. This is all happening super fast. Puts the torch over the other hand, takes out this big chunky looking gun, hits that guy straight in the forehead. You hear this voice just say, "Get out! Leave!" Throws a torch into the middle of the bar. All of those different villagers, those people that are attacking you, and they all freak out and they start running to a back room behind the bar. And that person that got shot in the face is just dead. It's just on the ground. Dead. And as that happens, the guy throws that torch, and all you're doing is kind of seeing the shots, and your eyes go to the torch being thrown. And as soon as you look over to the where the person was, they're gone.
Fiend. Okay. All right. Feral in a very quick.
So right now the tavern is catching on fire.
Right.
And the people that were attacking you are now ran to the back room.
Fiend.
Into the back kitchen.
Fiend, what is in the back room? Is there a back door?
Fiend is already kind of running to the front door.
Oh, god damn it. It's fine.
Is the guy
trying to get the hell out of there.
Got his face beaten still in the area? Is he too?
He's still there behind Feral and you.
I'm gonna grab him.
Is in shock and doesn't know what to do.
I'm gonna grab him and just start pulling.
Feral just helps move him.
I'm not very strong, but she's trying. It's like a.
Yeah.
Feral's helping you. He's got his other arm. You guys are carrying him out.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're fine to do so. Roll strength check at advantage.
At advantage? Okay.
Both of us or just one of us?
Yeah, both of you roll strength checks.
Let me see what my strength.
Yikes.
Advantage.
I know.
Oh no.
It's a 12.
12, that's fine.
At advantage?
Yeah, I told you I can't roll for shit.
18.
And I'm weak. I cast
18.
magic.
18.
Yeah, that's fine. Both of you are able to just kind of drag him out of there as he's just kind of barely hanging on from just the shock of being attacked. But you're able to get out of the tavern. before it engulfs in flames. And as you guys are leaving, guards of Wagons community are rushing towards the tavern. Some have buckets of water that they poured in from the moat nearby. Sir, we're coming!
Over here!
We'll get him! Bandits on the rise! And come over and just start throwing water onto the flame before it can totally engulf the entirety of Ruby's inn. So all of you are outside.
We're outside.
Seeing the smoke kind of just coming out from inside the tavern.
Okay.
With Mr. Fiend.
I would say me and Ramira put our injured gentleman kind of off to one side, make sure he's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Says, "Oh, thank you so much. I don't know what happened there."
The hood that Farrell wears, she's gonna take it off and put it on him to keep him warm, just because she has no idea because he's in shock. So just as a comfort thing, she's gonna quickly.
Ramira is going to go over to Mr. Fiend, take her dagger out, and cut off a piece of his clothing because she doesn't want to cut her own clothing, and then use it to help mop up his blood. Since I cannot do any magic, since you forgot to mention that, I will do this the old-fashioned way. And then takes the clothing particle and starts wiping up the guy's face.
So, as she's doing that, Farrell is pissed as this Tarek, and Farrell immediately directs her attention to our lovely Mr. Fiend and turns on him very quickly. It says, "Fiend, talk now."
He's not smiling, but
no, I would hope not. No. And when I say she turns on him, her pace to walk up to him is quick and intentional as she stares in his face and gets probably this close.
Yep.
This is not right. Something strange is happening. How could I have forgotten that there was anti-magic? I love magic. Magic is something I do all the time. I live by magic. I've just gotten so used to it.
Fiend, how long have you been here? How long have you forgotten?
Well, I wouldn't know what I forgot if I had forgotten it already, right? You can't know what you don't know.
What's the last thing you remember?
I remember everything.
Tell me, what is the last thing you remember?
Mr. Fiend, roll a intelligence check for me.
Oh.
Straight up intelligence, that's going to be 13.
All you remember, basically, are the events of today.
I called it!
I knew it!
What happened? What happened was...
It's you remember certain details from the past. You're not you don't remember nothing up until this point. You remember certain things, but it's just hazy. You've got a lot of work on your plate, got a lot of things to run. Lee takes care of a lot of the day-to-day operations, but it's just hard to remember things. It just didn't cross your mind.
Beans.
Yeah.
Beans.
The museum has been a big thing.
Why? Why is the museum a big thing?
It's just the most recent thing I've been working on.
Why?
Julie thinks it might be
when did you
a nice...
see her? No.
As you're
we
saying
had a
this,
meeting earlier today.
as you guys are talking about this out loud, outside, two of the guards kind of come up. Yes, sir, we've taken care of the fire inside. It didn't damage too much of Ruby's inn, so it should be repairable within the next few days.
Good. Soldier, what was the last time we've had citizens react so poorly to a man lighting several candles?
Candles, sir?
Candles. The wax things with the wicks in the middle. You light them on fire for light and warmth.
Right. I can't recall anyone starting a fight over candles, sir. If this is what started this fight, I think this is the first time. I mean, we all know that people are very sensitive when it comes to fire and things because of the house burning down.
Right.
There's been a bit of attention lately, but
yes,
nothing too crazy.
Interesting.
Would I catch on to this? Like, could I do an intelligence check to be like, something's not right here?
Yeah, sure. Roll one.
Okay.
You do, roll intelligence.
Does Saf remember? Does Ramira remember?
Fuck, no, because I got
No,
a
she doesn't.
7. Because I want to cast Greater Restoration on myself, but I didn't know she was going to have...
What did you roll?
I only rolled a 7. She's having a hard time remembering.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just...
You know, I believe. Tell you what. Why don't we talk to Yuli?
Fiend.
I think that would clear things up.
Fiend.
What?
I think
Every time-
we both say it in unison, which like Fiend.
Every time that I have a conversation with Yuli, I feel much better. So, if we just talk to her and try to work out some of this weirdness that's
Do
happening.
you feel?
I look at Farrell like, every time you talk to her specifically, you feel better, huh?
Not necessarily specifically, but I'm just. She's my partner, after all. She helps take some of the work off my plate. I would be struggling.
When did she join Wagons community?
Oh, from the start, of course.
Why?
Well,
Why?
as she said, she found.
How did she find you?
No, yes, earlier today. That's right. She did say she found me from stories of her, heroism and whatnot from Frostbreaker days, and so at that point we decided.
Farrell is going to go like this to his face and make him look pained.
Yes.
Hello. We're here. Okay. Fiend.
Right.
When you left us, you were going to find yourself.
There I am.
You had nowhere else that you fit. You were unsure, and this is where you end up with a woman that you banished.
In the middle of nowhere.
Well,
With an anti-magic?
With an anti-magic field. Why would you're a sorcerer. Why would you install an anti-magic field?
well, it wasn't. I don't believe it was my idea per se.
Whose idea was it?
It was for protection for the city. Well, I should
Whose
have had it.
idea was
You
it,
aren't
Fiend?
protecting the city. You just had riots over candles.
That's the first time that's happened. You've heard the guard. Come.
The first time. It should never happen over candles.
At this
Fiend.
point, Ramira would have walked over after she's tended to the guy.
Okay.
Ramira, why don't we?
No. Fiend. Who said it was safer
Yes.
with it?
I'm safer with anti-magic. Yes, it is safer with anti-magic. You know how much.
Told you that.
Probably Yuli.
Roll an intelligence check again, Mr. Fiend.
I have a question I want to ask him.
Whole game.
19.
19.
18 plus 1.
As you're trying to remember, you are like, wait, was it me that said this? Was it you, Lee? Was it? You're trying really hard to remember, and you're trying to remember past meetings you've had over the last 6 months. Nothing is coming to mind. And then all of a sudden, you suddenly have this moment clarity. I need you to roll. Let's see here. Need you to roll a d4.
Ooh, a D4.
Boy.
Oh, I
no.
hate that.
4.
4. Okay. Past 20. Suddenly, this overwhelming sensation kind of comes over you, and you feel like the source of this sudden awakening come from your jacket pocket. And it comes up into your brain, and you're just able to have a moment of clarity for a second. You're like, wait a minute, it was her that said that. And you faintly remember None of you are aware of this,
I know.
by the way.
oh.
But you were thinking,
No,
remembering
no.
that you remember it mentioned to you really early on, and you not like kind of attesting it. You're like, well, I guess it makes sense to like, you know, in case people try to take our town over that have magic, like they'll be helpless. But will we be helpless as well? Like what? I'm not really sure. And then you're not sure of the details, but you just remember having a talk about it and her making some good points, and you being like, yeah, all right, if we can make sure everyone feels safe within the community with that, then I can't see why not. What's the harm? I can do magic outside of the community, so like, what does it matter? Yeah, Ben.
I just want to, as he's kind of like having this moment, I want to be like, Fiend, where is Wagons community? What's out there? Where are we?
Would Mr. Fiend know exactly where we are?
You do.
Icewind Dale. Icewind Dale. We're out here because there's no competition and there's plenty of resources. But if there's no competition and there's nobody really around, I believe
then there's no customers. How have you sold?
We teleport and do things like that.
How can you use teleportation when there's no magic?
You just go outside. But that's not the important part to me. The important part is why we would need an anti-magic barrier if there was nobody around.
Exactly.
Also,
something doesn't add up, Fiend.
I think I like magic a little bit too much.
Exactly.
Fiend, you are one of the few reasons we made it out from the Prince of Frost. Farrell's going to turn to Tarek. I think you know who we need to pay a visit to.
Yes. I think I do.
Can I have Ramira, Tarek, and Farrell roll perception checks for me?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Bad vibe. Bad
This one
vibe.
actually worked. Okay.
Perception. Okay.
Do I have any buffs? Oh no! Please tell me I have a buff. Please.
I have a +7 to perception. So.
That's amazing. I don't.
In adventure is 23.
3,
Perception. I have a +0, 15.
15.
I have a
14.
feeling that's not going to be high
I
enough.
rolled a 7,
14.
but I have a +7, so 14.
So Farrell and Tarek, you're just kind of concerned with each other, hashing this out, talking this out, like what the fuck's going on?
Figuring out what we need to do.
Ramira, you go to you're looking over Mr. Fiend as he's having these strange realizations kind of snap up here and there. It's the first time you've seen him feel kind of unconfident and not himself. You're kind of looking down at his person and you notice a tiny piece of parchment sticking out of his pocket.
I yoink it.
I yoink it.
You yoink it. Looking it up, it's a piece of ripped parchment. You open it up, and it says, "They don't like the fire."
They.
With numbers on the corner,
Mm.
it says 150 in the corner.
Does it look like it's ripped, or is it just
Yeah,
like?
it looks like it was ripped from a piece of parchment,
Oh, okay.
just written in charcoal. They don't like the fire. 150 in the corner.
I do not understand. Mr. Fiend does not write.
Ramira. Farrell puts a hand out. What do you find?
And she just kind of hands it over. I take
Farrell.
all of Mr. Fiend's notes. I don't think I've ever seen him pick up a pen.
Is it in Mr. Fiend's handwriting? Would Farrell know from seeing? Okay,
It's not in his handwriting. You notice that the writing from the teleportation scroll looked similar to his. This does not.
Okay, this is not.
Hmm.
They don't like fire.
Who doesn't like
Can
fire?
I roll like an insight check on the paper?
I feel like, is it a history check?
Or yeah, like some kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know what I would check it for, but like,
Does 150 look like it's a page number?
No, it's drawn on.
Oh, okay.
You can roll a history check, Saf, just to determine if you've maybe recognized this or heard anything.
oh, natural 20, baby.
Yes, let's
24.
go.
We here for it.
24.
First nat 20 of the campaign, boys.
Also roll a D4 for me.
4.
You got the 4?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Fiend, you feel that warming sensation come from inside of you again. And Ramira, you suddenly feel this warmth kind of come over you, up your neck, into your head. Goosebumps kind of come over you that kind of signals this idea that you've never really thought of before. Because that extra D4 beat the DC for you to put these things together. And also, this is a strange sensation. You're not sure how the sensation is coming over you. It feels. Is anyone here familiar with guidance?
Like kind of, yeah.
The smell?
This feels very similar to
Yes.
that same feeling.
Oh.
You as well, Mr. Fiend.
I
Similar
pray a
sensation
little.
you get from guidance is washed over you.
I
and you-
whisper a prayer to Saloon.
And you're not sure why, but you have this instinct to go to Mr. Fiend's house. Something inside of you is like a feeling like I've seen this before, and I feel like the answer will be there. Much like when that same instinct, when you lose your keys or you lose like an item, and you just inside of you is like, I know it's in my room. That's where I last remember it. Even though a part of you is like, I don't physically remember leaving it there, but something inside of me knows that my keys are here. You're having that same feeling with the parchment.
I believe we should go back to the wagon. I don't know why.
All right.
Okay.
Lead the way.
Farrell is still pissed, but her anger has been redirected. It is no longer directed at Mr. Fiend.
Yeah.
As you guys have been talking and doing this kind of hushedly, the guards have come and take that man who's kind of beaten and put a blanket over him, kind of ushered him back towards the corral where the village
Because it was a tourist, right? It wasn't something normal.
it was a new person. It wasn't a usual resident.
Okay. So
I'm gonna get Farrell's cloak back. Like, so sorry. Now that you have a blanket, I must retrieve that cloak.
it's okay, Ramira. We'll deal with that part later, okay? Well, let's go to Mr. Fiend's house.
Yeah.
So you guys make your way over. And around this time, too, it's becoming dusk. The sun's going down. The time to go to the party is kind of creeping up on all of you. And as you kind of go up the steps into Mr. Fiend's living room, it's in here that you feel the connection is. You're not sure what you're looking for. You don't really know what it is. But somewhere in here feels familiar.
I'm gonna.
Sparrow's kind of looking at what do you think?
So you've got kind of, just to paint the picture of the living room in a bit more vivid detail, there's a big dining room table, chairs all around it. There's his desk. There's a kind of a chest of drawers up at the side that holds documents and various things for Wagons community. Huge mirror on the right side, big beige couch on that side. And then from the entrance door, it goes into like the kitchen and dining room area. But there's this big long coffee table with like chairs on in the living room area. It's kind of like an office / living room area.
I'm gonna go through the notes and like his stationery to try to find a match to the paper.
Okay. So you go over to the mahogany desk with like pens and notes and things all over the place. There's kind of like 3 drawers on either side. Kind of like, imagine like, like that thin U shape. like thin on the top, thick on either sides, and then there's like a central desk drawer. You go over there, it's locked.
And I try to force it open.
Do you want to like hit it with something, or?
I think she's gonna just like brute strength, like try to yank it open,
Okay, make a strength check.
which she's real good at.
Yeah. If we
Yeah,
can't,
it's
we'll
an
take
11.
take a death
11. Unfortunately, you're just like trying to get this thing open and can't do it.
So,
Mr. Fiend taps you on the shoulder and then holds up a bottle of Hill Giant Strength.
I was gonna just tap Tarek, but okay.
Yeah, I've got my glaive. I can just
Yeah, Farrell is
Leave it
going
open.
to kind of take
He's
up,
ready to drink it.
a defensive a defensive at the door, like
Mhm.
right inside, kind of at the ready in case anybody comes through, and kind of like shoos Tarek to go do that.
I'm gonna walk over and I'm gonna try and like stab, like kind of like get
Is
the
this a
glaive, the
locked
edge of the
cabinet?
glaive, like
It is a locked cabinet.
yeah.
Mr.
I don't know
Green,
why
do you
I
have
thought
a key?
Mr. Fiend holds up his lockpick kit.
There's the scene we know.
You do not have a key for your own desk?
Not
Mr. Fiend, roll an intelligence check.
Oh,
I hate it here.
well.
You don't remember where your keys went.
I want to try and bust it open with my
Sure,
glaive.
I had keys at some point. Not entirely sure where they are now.
And do you say I am forgetful?
I'm gonna try and bust it open.
All right, Tarek, hit that
So would
thing.
this be a glaive strike technically? 'Cause I'm using the
Well,
glaive
you can
to
either
hit.
try to do a. So you can either do a check, you're trying to pry the desk open with your glaive, or you can just be like,
Yeah.
fuck it, and just try to smack the other side of the desk and destroy it, basically.
What should I do, guys?
It's Tarek's move. What is for Tarek in this situation? He's pissed. Keep that in mind.
You could use that lock kit, or
Bam! Roll attack.
Yeah,
don't have a desk anymore. Congrats.
I don't think he's gonna be needing it after.
That's a 15 plus 7 to hit the desk.
You hit it, my man. Roll damage.
Yes.
That poor desk. First it was tables, now it's desks.
It's not a desk anymore.
Guys.
Whether this place is the devil or not, I still love this desk.
It's okay.
11
We can
damage.
buy you a new
11
one.
damage. More than enough. You go to the side of it, you just smash it open, cut it like a katana slices through butter, falls over, and this kind of deep-seated wooden desk, the pockets of it just, the contents spill all over the
Oh.
ground. And
Now
inside-
I will have to reorganize this.
And amongst these, there's notes and files, but amongst this desk pours out 149 ripped pieces of parchment that all say fire. They don't like fire. They fear fire. Fire is the key. Fire. And each one of them is marked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, on and on and on to 150.
150?
He's been doing this for 150
days.
days.
150
Happened
times.
150 times?
It doesn't matter.
Something?
It must be that
Oh no.
bandit person delivering letters and also fire,
Ooh.
like a
I was
vigilante.
gonna say that's. I think.
Wait a minute.
I think Ramirez
Fiend.
onto something.
Do you remember any of these?
Do I remember any of those?
At that
Looks
moment-
to dice. Not that moment. Okay.
You hear,
Oh, I was going to ask you another question.
hello? I heard that you had a bit of a scuffle earlier.
Oh,
and
Farrell immediately
also-
brandishes her short sword. She's ready.
And that's where we're going to end the session, everybody.
Oh,
Right.
Nice.
Ah!
The question I was going to ask him was going to say, Fiend, what happened yesterday? Do you remember
Yes,
anything from yesterday?
Doesn't know.
We'll find out on session 2
Ah!
Oh
of
man.
Beyond the Realms. Thank
This
you guys
is
so much
amazing.
for tuning in and watching. This is the second campaign that I am DMing. And yeah, guys, tune in. I think we're going to have our next game either next week or the week after. I will let you all know on social media. Thank you all for tuning in and watching. Thank you for those people who came into the giveaway during the break for the winner. Congrats. And again, guys, please consider being a subscriber so you too can have a chance at some awesome D&D items. Help support the channel and everything we do here. Yeah, guys, and we'll see you guys next time. Follow at Dicecream Sandwich on all social to see when the next date will be. But yeah, guys, until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Catch you later.